Hello, people of Earth. It's your pal, the Orbital Outcast, Rad Gnarly, coming your way with another low-key broadcast. Tonight, we're still chasing first place in our wrestling universe with the GWA and Fire Pro Wrestling world. First, I'd like to say hello to everyone on chat or check us out on VOD. No matter where or when you happen to be in this great big old world of ours, we're happy to have you with us. We hope the day finds you well. Alright, it's been quite the week here at the Gnarly compound, so I didn't get the chance to make any graphics or any of that fun stuff, but I can make up for that by diving straight into the Actione. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a look at our first match card. Alright, we have a 7-match card here in Japan. We sold out a 5,000 seat arena to do it. I'm pretty sure we only charged $10 a head, and that was with TV commercial support that we just sort of barely squeaked by in selling this place out. But I can tell you that of the 7 matches you're about to see on this first show, 4 of them are title matches, including this opening contest. In from NXT, Mike Bird is back to help Ilya Dragunov of the GWA defend the NXT Junior Tag Team Championships. Here to challenge them from NXT are Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray. So let's get down to the ring for Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray, trying to take the NXT Junior Tag Team titles back to NXT from Mike Bird and our very own Ilya Dragunov. Let's get on down to the ring for this one. A little more subdued in my energy this week. Might already be obvious. My apologies if you're expecting a more boisterous broadcast, but as I said, we've been having quite the week here at the Gnarly compound. Basement leaks. Oh my gosh, Prince Pepperoni, now our principal sponsor, front and center on the canvas. I love it. Oh, that looks great. I mean, great in the silly, bright orange pizza restaurant type of way. Oh, that makes me happy. What didn't make me happy was the leak that we found in the basement earlier this week. I mean, it was easy to fix well enough, and it, you know, on the bright side of things, it inspired a nice donation to Goodwill of some furniture that we certainly weren't going to be using anymore. I mean, not that it's water damaged or anything, it's just, it was sitting in storage, essentially, for quite a while, and so we finally put it somewhere where it could be of use. But that all sort of, this week all sort of came with it, the unfortunate news that Dad Gnarly has tested positive for COVID. So after 2 years of avoiding it, it has finally sort of hit the close fam. So I'm feeling okay. Mama Gnarly not so great. I haven't talked to my sibling on how they're doing. But it's definitely taking up a lot of focus and attention, and I apologize to the 4 athletes in the ring. It's Dragunov of the GWA looking to defend the NXT Junior Championship with Mike Bird there on the apron. Currently in the ring with Kylie Ray, teaming up with Io Shirai to try to take those tag belts back to NXT. One of the many promotions that we are friends with. Nice running knee strike there from Dragunov. Excellent delayed vertical suplex out of the highly skilled Ilya Dragunov, a long tenured roster member here of the GWA. One of our early success stories along with Dave Mastiff. Never miss an opportunity to talk about the misses a huge clothesline in the corner though, does Dragunov, and that allows Io Shirai to get tagged back in.
5 minutes gone.
Smartly, Dragunov also refreshing things on the side of the champions, and in comes Mike Bird. Bird and Dragunov have held the belts for a number of months now, a few successful title defenses here in the GWA. We haven't sent Dragunov to NXT that often. We'll see if he can defend the belts over there, but we'll do our best to try to return them to their home promotion. And we are happy to feature some NXT/GWA action here in our opener. As I said, we are quite friendly with all of the other promotions across the wrestling landscape here. See a nice double team powerbomb, and now Dragunov with an MMA style powerbomb counter after he put himself in that mount position. And Io Shirai covered up. Teardrop suplex, center of the ring, right on top of the Prince Pepperoni logo. And that sends Io Shirai to her corner to tag back in to Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray, the longest tenured NXT UK Women's Champion on record. We're going to add the NXT Junior Tag Team titles to her fictitious resume to augment her very real one. Mike Bird going up. Frog splash to the small of the back. Did not expect that out of Mike Bird, and in comes Shirai to hopefully, and yes, save her partner in the nick of time. Enziguri and Gamengiri there from Kaylee Ray and Shirai. And that causes Mike Bird to seek the assistance of his tag team partner, Ilya Dragunov. Going to work with those vicious chops to the neck of Kaylee Ray. Whoop. Able to dodge that discus lariat. Is the challenger, sending Dragunov off the ropes. Nice drop toe hold. Now beginning to work the knee joint.
10 minutes gone.
As we pass the 10-minute mark here in this smartly wrestled contest. Both champion and challenger. Hang on. Quick small package gets a no count. Both champion and challenger teams here. Wrestling a fairly smart contest in the opening 10 minutes. Quick tags on both sides. Doing their best to isolate their opponent. Nice diving European uppercut by Bird. Shirai just grabs a hold. Drags Bird back into the challenger's corner, but Bird too smart for that. Back in comes Ilya Dragunov. Starting to do the lion's share of the work here for the tag team champions is Dragunov. Oof. And you can start to see why with moves like that. What a Uranagi there. Spiking Shirai into the canvas. Shirai's had enough. Back comes Kaylee Ray. Frequent tags in and out for champion and challenger, as we've mentioned here. As we crest toward the 15-minute mark in your opening contest for the NXT Junior Tag Team titles. I just amazed myself by looking down and noting that I guess I turned my cam off without even thinking of it. Must have been muscle memory. Good stuff. Also, kind of half out of it and didn't notice if I had the cam on or off. Oh gosh. Kaylee Ray might be fighting for consciousness herself there after that vicious powerbomb from Dragunov. Kick to the midsection and up she goes. Nice rolling senton splash, small of the back, but it took a lot out of Kaylee Ray, as you can tell. Dragunov able to get back to his corner and refresh the championship team. As in comes Mike Bird. Kaylee Ray keeps going right to work. Bird sends her off the ropes though. Nice high back body drop. Shades of Whipper Billy Watson. Frog splash misses this time. Snap suplex sending Bird to the center of the ring. Lured into the challenger's corner, and in comes Shirai. Small package, center of the ring. Oh, nice. Wait a minute. Oh, competing Germans. Oh, Mike Bird almost pinned as Dragunov was trying to subdue Kaylee Ray. Shirai almost caught Bird napping. Off the ropes. This is a big drop kick. Dragunov and Shirai legal now. Nice bulldog counter by Io. The Genius of the Skies, I believe her nickname might be. I don't know exactly what aerial maneuver she prefers. Hey, Dark Havoc, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, backdrop. Suplex there by Io Shirai, sending both competitors to their respective corners. Fresh tags, and in comes Mike Bird for the champions and Kaylee Ray for the challengers. Bird off the ropes and spike with a Frankensteiner by Kaylee Ray. Head scissor takeover to follow, positioning him in the center of the ring now. Bird trying to counter out of it. Kaylee Ray catches him. Center of the ring, into the cover. 1, 2, 3, got him! Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai, the new NXT Junior Tag Team Champions. And we finally send the belts back to their home promotion. Woo! Woo-hoo! All right. Personally, I don't think that got out of like third gear, but All right, low to mid-90s. I'll take it. I'll take it. Excellent. So we got new champs. Oh, there was a KLR on Bird. They didn't even pin Dragunov, so our guy stays looking strong. Ha ha ha. All right, let's see it. Ba-boom! New champion crown with the gory bomb. Wasn't all that gory. Nobody even bled. I usually say that for Octobers. Okay. Now, I try to keep some headcanon as much as I can, but I also fill these cards with just matches I would like to see based on the roster members we have available, and just sort of like, so when you see some singles contests, just try to keep it in mind that they're obviously jockeying for position for title shots, the Hall of Fame, or the GWA World Championship. But if you don't care about any of that headcanon and you just want to see a good match, you're about to see Kazuchika Okada against Mike Awesome. And if that's your cup of tea, then come on down with me to the ring. Hiya! As always, and I forgot to mention this last match, the creature on feature of the senior official here, as you stroll down the gnarly wrestling aisle, Mr. Bigfoot calling for the bell. And we are underway. Mike Awesome in the black trunks, the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada in the golden shorts. Okada representing the Squared Circle K as its leader. Mike Awesome, a member of the House of Misery, headed by Raven. Mike Awesome sort of been sent on a selection of singles missions. Hang on. Sit out Awesome Bomb gets a 1 count. We saw him in a heated contest with... Oh god, was that all the way back? Hang, oof, let me take a look and see if I can find Awesome's last singles match here. This might be it. Finally a singles contest for Mike Awesome. Or perhaps he had one and lost. Not from what I can tell. He beat Bryson Smith in a tag match. Ah, he beat Brody Lee last August, year 7, month 8. So it's been quite a while since we've had a Mike Awesome singles match. And what an opponent he has tonight. In the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, who takes the Gladiator over with a big suplex and a nice drop kick to the mush. Okada, of course, will be looking to withstand the offensive onslaught of Mike Awesome and his various power bombs. Looking for an opportunity to hit that Rainmaker Discus Lariat. Awesome not going to give him the chance if he can help it. Getting a 1 count off that pile driver in the jackknife cover.
5 minutes gone.
At the 5-minute mark between Awesome and Okada.
Give up.
Awesome trying to slow things down here. Rainmaker quick to fight out. Awesome maintains the advantage and goes up top. Awesome splash to the small of the back. Rolls the man over, but that's too close to the ropes. Okada's got to try to climb back into this thing, and it might start with that counter to the powerbomb. Action spills out to the floor, and a reminder that there are no countouts or disqualifications outside of the GWA ring. Anything goes until these two combatants return to the confines of the squared circle. The only place that a 3 count or tap out can be registered. Another great counter there. To a powerbomb as Okada's trying to find his footing here on the floor. Nicely done. Fireman carry into the suplex there. Awesome looking to respond, and he does with another jumping sit out Awesome Bomb. Grabs a chair from under the ring. Okada now trying to slow things down with a rear naked choke. Got a body scissor, but I don't know how tightly it's secured. And there you can see Awesome fighting his way free. Now there is a 5 count for disqualifications inside the ring, which is why you saw Mike Awesome have to drop that chair. Low angle, nice bridge on the German. Face full of Awesome butt, but only 2.9 for Okada. The human centipede suplex not paying dividends for Okada there. Now the rolling variety, 2 in a row. May have been going for the Rainmaker there, but awesome. Able to shrug it off and try to take back over. Caught it with a nice DDT, but both men up at the same time.
10 minutes
Awesome,
gone.
unable to position Okada in the center of the ring as he'd like. So we passed the 10-minute mark here. Hang on. Another impressive counter to a powerbomb by Okada, but now you can see he's got to catch his breath here. Spinning tombstone by the Rainmaker. Goes up top. Elbow drop and a beauty, but again, too close to the ropes. It is fairly difficult to position your opponent in the southern and northern quadrants of the ring for a successful pin attempt. Awesome doesn't seem to care with that splash to the small of the back. Pulling Okada away from the ropes now. Gladiator looking to finish the Rainmaker off. Okada fighting back. Another fireman's carry into the suplex. Up top he goes. All for naught off that diving elbow into the pin. Hang on. Oh my God. What an awesome bomb. Crucifix awesome bomb, folding Okada over. Awesome looking for the kill shot there. Looking for the knockout blow. Oh, Gorilla Press slam, face hitting the chair. Up he goes once again. Now he's waiting for Okada to stand. Huge clothesline to the back of the head off the top from the Gladiator. Throws him halfway across the ring with that German. Thankfully for Okada, he landed in the ropes. Okada's in a big bad way here. You see Mike Awesome needed to catch his breath on his own. Able to throw Okada to the floor before he even attempted to do that. Okada tried to fight back into this thing. There's that low angle German, center of the ring. Got him! Kazuchika Okada pulling victory from the jaws of defeat. Surprising Awesome with that low angle German suplex. I mocked it earlier in the match, but it turned out to be the difference maker as Okada pins Awesome in a 5-star classic. All right then. Mike Awesome putting on bangers, by the way, winning or losing. His last singles contest was also 100%. All right, now we have some debuting talent to feature. We didn't get to debut, we didn't put them in the ring last month when we actually signed them. But Darby Allin, who is already a roster member, is partnering with a new roster member, Kylie Ray. Not to be confused with Kaylee Ray, who we had earlier on, teaming with Io Shirai. This is the Smiley Kylie Ray, teaming with Darby Allin to take on the Legends Junior Champion Jushin Thunder Liger and his partner, and another new GWA signee for the Junior Division, Emi Sakura. So we got Kylie Ray and Darby Allin versus Emi Sakura and Jushin Thunder Liger headed your way. Hang on, let me say this again. Let me get myself off screen as we head down to the ring. Hoi! As always, the referee on record, Mr. Bigfoot, calls for the bell, and we are underway. Emi Sakura starting things off there in the purple attire against Darby Allin. You see Jushin Thunder Liger in the red and white bodysuit in the red corner there, the partner of Emi Sakura. And should we see the blue corner of the ring, I will point out the partner of Darby Allin, Kylie Ray. Kylie Ray and Emi Sakura, the two newest signees to the GWA roster, help flesh out our junior division. Liger and Darby, no strangers to success in that division. Liger, the reigning Legends Junior Champion, as you see him in action for the first time here after the tag from Emi. And Darby Allin, a former GWA Junior Heavyweight Champion in his own right. Would love to get back on top of the mountain. But for the moment, is representing some of the old guard here in the GWA as we feature the two newest roster members. And there you see Kylie Ray in the blue corner there, partner of Darby Allin for the first time in her GWA career. Back and forth, these two exchanging holds. Nothing significant as of yet. Sort of feeling out process between the two. Falling for the other's most basic offensive maneuvers. And in comes Kylie Rae, Smiley Kylie, making her GWA debut. As we said, we signed her, not in secret, but we signed her like last month and were unable to feature her. And my word, did she ever feature herself there. A four-arm battle with Jushin Thunder Liger as Kylie Rae continues to take it to the Legends Junior champ. Oh, this is the leg lariat, and that allows Liger to tag out. And now Emi Sakura is in there against Kylie Rae. As we said, the two newest faces here on the GWA roster in our junior division, as we head toward a 50-person roster with one more signing to top us up to 50. And when we get there, if I sign one more junior talent, like I intend to do, we're going to have 30 heavyweights and 20 juniors on our roster. And then we're going to try to turn that 50-person roster into the strongest, best / most marketable, bankable, and best in-ring 50-person roster we can, accumulate here in our wide wrestling universe, as we have most of the real-world promotions, or most of the major real-world promotions, available to us. Doesn't get more real than Legends Junior Champion Jushin Thunder Liger, a veteran of several decades in the business, and what a shooting star into La Magistral. 2 count there. Saw the respect out of Kylie Rae and Emi Sakura, understanding that the pin was between the two gentlemen. Kylie Rae having every faith that Darby Allin would kick out. She sends Liger to the floor, then keeps her peripheral vision, is sort of watching to see if Emi Sakura gets the idea to join him. There are no countouts or DQs outside the ring, so Liger's got to find a way to fight his way back inside and away from Darby Allin before this fight can continue properly. Still waiting to see what Emi Sakura, Liger's partner, does. Hang on, big tombstone on the floor there to Darby. Looking concern on the face of Kylie Rae. You can tell that Darby Allin's a little bit out of it as he attempted a, oh God, a small package on the floor, and they got Liger bombed for his efforts. Darby Allin may want to rethink things and try to retreat to the safety of the apron. There we go. Liger fends off Darby Allin and returns to the ring just in time to tag out to Emi Sakura, who waited patiently on the apron that whole time. Now Sakura and Kylie going at it. Sakura in the purple, Kylie Rae in the white with blue and pink. I guess she's also got some purple, red, and yellow on her knee pads and boots. A very multicolored outfit there from Kylie Rae. As we welcome Smiley Kylie aboard the GWA roster. Now a nice double suplex will send Emi Sakura, the other new member of the roster, to the floor, and Darby Allin hoping to fare better against Sakura than he did Liger. As Liger pairs off with Kylie Rae in the ring, Darby Allin and Emi Sakura outside the ring. Nice chop there from Sakura. Another multi-decade veteran of the wrestling scene out of Japan. Breaking down into a pair of singles matches, one inside the ring, one out. Kylie Rae gets her clothesline ducked. Darby Allin thrown bodily back into the ring. Back comes Sakura, and this is going to settle back down to our normal tag match. As you can see, Emi Sakura and Kylie Rae going shot for shot. The tougher veteran Emi Sakura able to drop Smiley Kylie. The end result is that both teams are able to tag up here in this tag team contest, featuring action from our junior division. As the Legends Junior Champion Jushin Thunder Liger trying to position Darby Allin on the top. Darby counters and hits a rolling senton splash. Nicely placed to the midsection of Jushin Liger. Quick tag out to Kylie Rae to try for a follow-up. Liger says no. Sending Kylie into the opposite corner now. Capo kick and a beauty. Might have knocked Kylie Rae out. If that didn't do it, the tombstone might have. And into the cover goes Liger. Two and Kylie Rae out at 2. Darby Allin either unable or unwilling to help his partner out of that pinning predicament. Nice Nice release German suplex by Kylie Ray, now trying to prevent a tag out to Emi Sakura. Joke's on Kylie, though, as Sakura comes in and just holds her down on the canvas with that. Oh, coffin drop to the back of Emi Sakura by Darby Allin out of nowhere. She's got to retreat to the apron to try to shake that off. Darby Allin passively, aggressively coming to the aid of his partner there by taking out the other half of the tag team equation. Now tagged legally into the matchup. And in comes Darby Allin. Allin and Sakura now the legal fighters. Sakura sent spilling to the floor, and now both Kylie Ray and Darby Allin follow. Liger in pursuit, and now all 4 fighters out in this western corner of the ring. The fight will continue till the legal combatants return to the confines of the squared circle. Until such time as that, there are no countouts and no disqualifications outside the GWA ring. Proceed with caution. Nice double suplex there to Darby Allin by Sakura and Liger. Lifting chops by Emi Sakura. She will chop you. She's not shy about it. Once again, trying to slow Darby Allin down there with a headlock. Liger retreats to his corner. Sakura, obviously the legal fighter for her team, at least momentarily. Liger now with Darby Allin. Nicely done. Better positioning there for Jushin Thunder Liger with a bow and arrow submission. This could do it, and that will at the 20-minute mark, more or less. When submissions become extra deadly, Jushin Thunder Liger hoisting Darby Allin to the sky. That bow and arrow submission. Is that culturally inappropriate to call it that? Shall I call it the Romero special instead of the bow and arrow? I'm legit asking. I'm not trying to be like a dingus or nothing. Okay, let's make this. So a successful debut for Emi Sakura to a degree, and an unsuccessful debut for Kylie Ray to a degree, but neither were involved in the finish. So their individual sort of reputations and records still sort of stay intact. And a heck of a match, too. As we roll right along, this is Trios activity in the wake of the Standard having to disband following their losing stable must disband loss in a 4-on-4 elimination match at last month's show. That would have been Year 7, Month 12's card, the second show we broadcast last week. So the Standard are no more, and out of the wreckage of that, we have sort of a hodgepodge trios match coming your way. I can let you know right now that Adam Page is captaining a team consisting of himself, Drew McIntyre, and Bret the Hitman Hart, going up against Brody Lee, Kenny Omega, and Seth Rollins. Let's get down to the ring for trios activity here. Sure, let's say all that. Let's get down to the ring. Let's throw myself off screen first. And send our salutations to Mr. Bigfoot as he calls for the bell. We are underway. Hangman Adam Page in there in his cowboy shiz, up against Big Bad Brody Lee. Freed now of the confines, some would say, of being a member of the Standard, the former stable here in the GWA, headed by Bret the Hitman Hart, who now sees himself on opposite teams of his former stablemate Brody Lee. You take a look at Kenny Omega in the black and blue hair with the long black, white, and gold tights. You know, Seth Rollins with the long dark hair and the black and red tights. In the red corner. The blue corner of things here, partnering with Hangman Adam Page, you now see Bret the Hitman Hart in his traditional pink and black attack. And Drew McIntyre, the large, hairy-chested Scotsman, also on the apron. Breaking up that count at 1 against Brody Lee, and a quick hard attack from Hangman Adam Page and Bret Hart. Something for Brody Lee to chew on, and chew on it he will on the apron as he tags in Kenny Omega. No love lost between Omega and Page. My word. Golden Trigger, I suppose, or a variation thereof, from Brody Lee and Kenny Omega. By way of introduction to the match. Nice spin kick there out of Omega. Just a single V-trigger that time and into the cover, but Bret Hart's there to make the save. High angle slam from Drew McIntyre, establishing the power game against the best bout machine, Kenny Omega, who himself retreats to the corner and tags in the Architect Seth Rollins, another fairly recent signee here in the GWA as we pass the 5-minute mark in this trios contest. A lot of pride on the line in this one. Some of the half a dozen of the prominent talent here on the GWA roster. Looking for that all-important opportunity to win. Somehow find their way up the rankings for the individual titles here in the GWA, be it the Hall of Fame Championship, currently held by Scott Hall, or the GWA World Heavyweight Championship, held by Scott Hall's leader in the stable known as the Heartbreakers, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, current GWA World Champion. All 6 of these gentlemen, I'm sure, would love a shot at either of those champions, if for no other reason than to lessen the power of the Heartbreakers as we see a sharpshooter sent into the ring. Seth Rollins able to break free. And in comes Kenny against Bret Hart. These two haven't seen action against one another, I was going to say, since the A1 Climax of last July, that one-day round-robin tournament we did for the benefit of the Gord Downey Channy Wenjack Fund. But they were in opposite blocks, so the two of them would not have met unless both made it to the finals. And Kenny Omega emerged the winner of that tournament. Did not face Bret Hart to do it. So, shades of the A and B blocks. Last year's A1 Climax, nice cover attempt there by Bret the Hitman Hart. Excellently executed, one might say, but only a 2. As things freshen up on both sides here, and now the biggest man meets for both of the squads on display here. Drew McIntyre and Brody Lee opposite the ring from one another at the 10-minute mark. And oh, how quickly it lasted. Oh, how briefly. As in comes Bret Hart, and now the former stablemates in the Standard getting a piece of one another. Brody Lee taking it to former stable leader Bret Hart. Bret Hart taking it right back to Brody Lee. Action spilling out to the floor. Bret Hart providing himself as a sacrificial lamb, at least momentarily. Well, they had the numbers. Action all over the place in this one. Dr. Bomb on the floor to Drew McIntyre. Inside the ring, rolling hills to Hangman. Seth able to counter into a swinging neckbreaker on Bret. Too much to call at once. Big spine buster by Bret Hart. Back to work on the legs. I saw a nice super kick there by Brody Lee under the jaw of Drew McIntyre, who hit him back with a snap suplex. Pile driver for Seth Rollins. Double suplex for Kenny Omega. Heart attack. Drew McIntyre wiping his hands in this situation. Hang on. Hangman Adam Page just spiking Kenny Omega with the 0-3-16, if my eyes did not deceive me. As things finally settle back down, Bret Hart tagging out to Hangman Adam Page to try to take advantage of a down to Brody Lee. Brody Lee countering the suplex and sending Page to the floor, and the chaos begins anew. Brody Lee gasping for breath now. Another heart attack. Bret Hart has hit a heart attack with each one of his partners, targeting Brody Lee especially. It's Drew McIntyre and Brody Lee looking to settle things in the center of the ring. Oh, double underhook pile driver to Bret Hart on the floor from Omega. Another Dr. Bomb there by Brody Lee. Super kick. We're waiting for Bret Hart to get back in the ring here before we can proceed as a scheduled trios contest. Hang on, this should settle things down. Oh, no, pardon me. It was Hangman Adam Page and Brody Lee that were legal. Hard to keep track sometimes as these things spill out to the floor. And now we've got Bret Hart v. Seth Rollins. After some tags on either side. Bret perhaps thinking sharpshooter. Second application much later in the contest might do just the trick in securing victory for the Hitman and his comrades. Jumping headbutt by Bret. Seth able to grab a headlock and pull him back into the red corner. As we approach the 20-minute mark in this trios contest. Pride on the line. Share the winner's purse. Potential title implications in that you jockey for position to get a title shot later in booking sessions. Oh dear. Buckle bomb to Bret Hart. Rollins thought he could stun the Hitman and get Brody Lee involved, but Bret smartly reaching up for the tag and getting Hangman Adam Page tagged back in while Bret recovers from that vicious buckle bomb. Oh gosh. Huge clothesline from Brody Lee in the dirt. Discus lariat. Bret and Drew over in time to save things for their squad. But Hangman in a big bad way after getting hit with that huge discus lariat from Brody Lee. Falcon Arrow, he does the deal.
20 minutes gone.
And as you heard, we've now passed the 20-minute mark in this trios contest as Adam Page spills out to the floor. Quickly back inside, some sportsmanship finally between these two teams. Almost beheads Adam Page with a vicious lariat, does Brody Lee. Into the Dr. Bomb. Hangman Adam Page escapes under his own power, but barely. Page countering the move off the ropes. Brody Lee smartly tagging at the first sign of trouble. In comes Kenny Omega. Meanwhile, in comes Drew McIntyre to oppose him. And oppose him he does as they are going shot for shot now. Oh, Kenny Omega catching him off guard with that enziguri. But McIntyre right back to the attack. Double underhook pile driver from Omega. McIntyre fights his way back to his feet. You do not want to give up back control to Omega. One-winged angel. 2 and 3. Kenny Omega with the one-winged angel on Drew McIntyre. And just like that, match over. All right. It's actually a rarity that people don't kick out of the first one-winged angel of the match. So finally starting to protect Kenny's finish. Okay. Kenny Omega. Beaten Drew. Technically. How'd we do? 95. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Alright, from here on out, the last 3 matches of this first card, all title fights. Beginning with the Dragon Gate Junior Championship, held by our own Flamita, himself another member of the Heartbreakers. That's right, the Heartbreakers have 3 singles titles under their belts, so to speak. And we have brought in Dragon Kid from Dragon Gate to try to take the Dragon Gate Junior Championship back to Dragon Gate and off of the waist of Flamita, who, as we said, represents Shawn Michaels' Heartbreakers. So let's go ahead and save that real quick. Get to the next match for the Dragon Gate Junior Championship. Dragon Kid is in to challenge Flamita. I believe this is actually a sort of demonic Flamita, but we're just calling them Flamita.
Give up.
Flamita in the black, with the black and red mask. Dragon Kid in the green and gold attire, with the green and gold mask. Green, gold, and black mask, I should say. Dragon Kid is going to be looking to tie Flamita up with the Dragon Rana. With front flip into the Hurricane Rana pin combo. Meanwhile, Flamita has a number of very devastating attacks from the Muscle Buster position that he drops into either a Face Crusher. He has a Muscle Buster into an Orange Crush variation that is just devastating to his opponents, pinning them without their shoulders seemingly being on the mat at all. Certainly a vicious side of Flamita on display, as you can see with every one of those chops. He'll lay into the chest of Dragon Kid. Certainly into the tutelage of Shawn Michaels. He has developed venom further still. Very secretive, very exclusive, very hush-hush around the other guys type of clan, type of stable are the Heartbreakers. They travel together, they don't really associate with anyone else. Kind of think they're above everyone, and they have the titles to prove it, at least at the moment. We'll see if Dragon Kid can wrestle the Dragon Gate Junior belt away from Flamita and bring it back to his home promotion, much like we saw Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray take the NXT Junior Tag Team titles back to NXT in the opening contest of this very show. Flamita setting Dragon Kid up now, dialing it up into the Tequila Sunrise. Shades of Ray and Conan. But Dragon Kid able to escape as we are only 5 minutes into this contest. Nice back spin kick there by Flamita. There's that vicious streak coming out. He's now just trying to torque the arm of Dragon Kid in defense of that Dragon Gate Junior Championship. No depth to which Flamita would not stoop. Off the ropes he sends Dragon Kid. Nice tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Off the ropes again. Flamita with a pump kick to the back of the head of the challenger. It has been all champion in the opening 6 minutes plus here. Dragon Kid's got to get something going and in a hurry if he hopes to stand any chance in this contest. Starting things off hot with a nice missile basement dropkick to the mush. Off the ropes. Dragon Kid with a quick pin attempt. Just a one, but a smattering of applause for the effort. Flamita now. What's he setting up for here? Over the top rope. Leveling Dragon Kid on the floor. And there we see it. The Muscle Buster into the Face Buster from Flamita. I'll have to interview him later and see if he can finally let us know what these moves, some of these moves are called. Flamita feeling it now. Outside of the GWA ring where there are no countouts or DQs. Submission variation there out of Dragon Kid. Trying to take the legs out from underneath Flamita. Always a wise strategy in a match like this when you're dealing with junior talent, the likes of a Flamita or indeed a Dragon Kid. Oh, super kick under the jaw. And I don't know how Dragon Kid is still standing after that. Oh, he certainly isn't standing after that spin kick. Counter into the stunner. Dragon Kid trying to roll up Flamita here. Too close to the ropes. Spikes him with a DDT. Rolling soul butt of his own, and now he grabs a knee and ankle lock. Excellent leg submission here from Dragon Kid. He can't beat Flamita in the air. He's going to try to beat him on the ground. As evidenced by that pin combination, unfortunately too close to the ropes. What's Dragon Kid waiting for? Asai moonsault to the floor. Shades of his trainer, Ultimo Dragon. Flamita going for a strange pin attempt there outside the ring. As much as countouts or disqualifications don't count outside the ring, neither do submissions or pinfalls. It is a lawless wasteland out there. Except for all the safety precautions and guardrails, lighting, television equipment, etc. I mean the fans. All that stuff. Huge chop there from Flamita. Looking to go double underhook. Dragon Kid fends him off and returns to the ring, and now this thing has finally settled back down into a championship contest. Another quick stunner by the Dragon Kid. Look at the springboard here. Into the Rana. 1, 2. Got him! Dragon Kid with a springboard Rana. And he sends the Dragon Gate Junior belt back home. All right, we have 2 Wayward Championship matches on this card, and both of them worked out in favor of their home promotion. I'll take it. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. All right, Flamita loses his belt. Let me scroll all the way up here and delete that, and delete Ilya Dragunov having half of that tag belt. Woo! We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 championships that are wayward. 2 of them are with free agents, and we can't do much other than try to hire them, or hire them permanently, like to the roster, or hire them for one night to try to get them on a show where we can take the belt off of them. And the other 3 belts that are up for grabs are property of GWA Wrestling. Oh, and I also spoke too soon. We have another Wayward Championship match coming your way, and it might in fact be next. Hang on 1 second. Boom! The Ultra Hurricane Rana, they call it. Spells disaster for Flamita and victory for the Dragon Kid. That is right. As you know, The Undertaker recently defeated Hollywood Hulk Hogan to become the Big Japan World Champ, and has been defending it on every GWA show since. Kazuki Hashimoto is in from Big Japan, and he is the latest to contend against The Undertaker for that GWA belt, or excuse me, for that Big Japan belt, as we once again have another Wayward Championship to feature. Okay, so in your semi-main event of the first show, Kazuki Hashimoto, who I must admit I am not intimately familiar with, will be vying for the Big Japan heavyweight title against The Undertaker, who is coming off a 5-star performance in a no disqualification match defending this very title at our last show last week against Raven. And what a slobber knocker that was. We'll see how Kazuki Hashimoto can do against a potentially worn down Undertaker. Hiya! Let us fight our way to the ring. I mean, it's pretty easy to get there. As Mr. Bigfoot calls for the bell and we are underway, The Undertaker, the larger gentleman in the leather pants and black undershirt. His opponent, who I did not write the name down. Hang on. Oh god, come on. Scroll. His opponent is Kazuki Hashimoto. In the shorts, kick pads. As we said, don't know much about the challenger, but we can tell you the champion is a proud champion regardless of the championship he holds. Willing to put it on the line at every opportunity to prove that no one is a better champion in or outside of the GWA than The Undertaker, who has, in his time here in the GWA, been a Hall of Fame champion, but has never tasted the GWA World title, his ultimate goal. As he reverses Hashimoto off the ropes, Hashimoto able to bowl down The Undertaker there, looking for an MMA counter, and The Undertaker into a rising armbar. Hashimoto fends him off. Back and forth these two go, and I don't know why you want to trade strikes with The Undertaker. He's the most proficient striker in the history of carbon-based life forms. So it says on this index card, he pays me handsomely to read during each and every one of his matches.
Give up.
Hashimoto trying to play local hero to the crowd here in Japan. Nothing doing, because I don't think he can compete with the universal appeal of The Undertaker. Pretty sure there isn't a wrestling fan of the past 25 years that does not immediately recognize The Undertaker. Hang on, nicely done there. So we can see a lot of groundwork, a lot of fundamentals out of Hashimoto and The Undertaker, just trying to beat the man down to the canvas. Successful there. Looking to end things here. Nope. Simple body slam. I thought he may have been scooping him up for a tombstone. Big boot by the dead man. looking to defend the Big Japan Championship here against Kazuki Hashimoto, in from Big Japan itself. Trying to go 3 for 3 as far as Wayward Championship opportunities go on this show and bring his belt home. Hashimoto having to stay on the big man here. Seemingly just angered The Undertaker, who plants him with the last ride and into the cover. 1, 2. No, Hashimoto out at 2. That may have woken the crowd up a little bit. The smaller, less experienced Hashimoto trying to find a way to chop the big man down to size. As he gets dropped with another DDT. Undertaker setting up for another last ride, perhaps the choke slam, perhaps the tombstone. Has a number of weapons he can use to take you out. Perhaps that vicious TCB 2.0. Hang on! Label lock from Kazuki Hashimoto, center of the ring, but Undertaker fends him off. Big boot by Taker. Short arm clothesline. Deadman Inc. rocking and rolling here, looking to put Hashimoto away. Counter into the suplex from The Undertaker. Choke slam, center of the ring. Into the cover. 1, 2. No, Hashimoto out again. 2 choke slams in a row.
10 minutes gone.
At the 10-minute. No. I was going to say Mark, but Mark did not win at the 10-minute mark. As Hashimoto again kicked out. Impressive resilience for the man from Big Japan here, putting it all on the line to try to bring the richest title in his company back to his home promotion. Working those mid kicks. Back into the mount position, but again, The Undertaker countering, and that will do it. The Undertaker with an armbar submission win over Hashimoto. You can see what it took out of the dead man, but his fascination with MMA must have learned it through osmosis. Finally coming to the forefront. Yeah, a counter cross arm breaker from The Undertaker, tapping out Kazuki Hashimoto in a poo-poo match. In a poo-poo match. I mean, it's not like terrible, but definitely not quite the caliber of matchup we are used to seeing throughout the rest of our GWA cards. Title defense, regardless. And that brings us to our main event. That Kevin and Smith, that's funny. That's Kevin Blackwood and Bison Smith of The Undertaker's Black Moon Fight Club, who just watched their stable leader handily defeat Kazuki Hashimoto. They have the opportunity to win the GWA Tag Team Championships from Kurt Angle and Booker T, the reigning champions. Let's get down to the ring for our main event. Bison Smith and Kevin Blackwood of the Black Moon Fight Club against the Tag Team Champions of the World, Booker T and Kurt Angle. With the gold on the line, we go down to the ring. As always, the creature on feature, the senior official here as you stroll down the gnarly wrestling aisle, Mr. Bigfoot calls for the bell, and we are underway. Kevin Blackwood in the long black and white tights, in the visible tattoos across his arms and chest, in there with Booker T in the short white and black trunks. T one half of the tag team champs. Kevin Blackwood obviously one half of the tag team challengers, and here you can see in the upper left corner of your screen very briefly in the blue corner, the corner of the challengers, Bison Smith, the tag team partner here of Kevin Blackwood, representing Undertaker's Black Moon Fight Club, or BMF Club as Undertaker would like you to refer to it. Looking to add some gold to the stable by way of the GWA Tag Team Championships, and there you see a quick tag on both sides as Kurt Angle, the other half of our Tag Team Championship combination, seeing some action now with Bison Smith. Kurt Angle in the red, white, blue, and gold singlet. Bison Smith, black and white shorts and notable mohawk. Notable blonde mohawk. Head of Bison Smith. You can't label him as the powerhouse of the Black Moon Fight Club, as it is a stable that is headed by The Undertaker, but one of the powerhouses of the Black Moon Fight Club is Bison Smith, who along with partner Kevin Blackwood here and Luna Vachon are in the stable with The Undertaker. Smith sending Angle off the ropes. Angle able to duck that huge clothesline. You could hear the effort Bison Smith was putting into throwing it, but Angle able to duck. Couldn't duck that bulldog. And Smith with a quick tag to Kevin Blackwood. Kevin and Smith against Angle and Booker.
5 minutes gone.
Looking to askew the view of the championships here in the GWA. And earned tag team gold for the Black Moon Fight Club are Blackwood and Smith. Blackwood currently on the receiving end of things from Booker T. Suplex sending him to the outside. Sportsmanship out of Booker T was going to wait for the competitor to return to the ring, and so he does. You love to see that of your champions. Sportsmanship. Fair play. All that good stuff. Winner of this match will be putting the tag team titles on the line on our next show against the Street Profits. So what could be a tough night already in this championship contest is just going to get tougher as we move to our February card. So I've pre-booked most of it. I just have to sort of put it together in the actual game. Tag outs once more on either side, and Bison Smith once again finds himself across the ring from the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. Big suplex here to Smith. Stalling variety, able to send Angle to the floor, and you once again see Bison Smith just returning to the center of the ring. A lot of respect being shown between these two teams. I don't know how long that's going to last as this championship matchup continues, though. We are sub 10 minutes into this contest. Let's see how they feel about one another at the half-hour mark, should it get that to that point. Things breaking down here. A pair of camel clutches, one inside out and one outside the ring. From the challengers, and now the champion's turn to get back on the offensive. Up goes Booker T. What are you thinking, buddy?
10 minutes gone.
The Harlem Heat Seeker, the diving missile drop kick off the top into the bush of Kevin Blackwood. Booker T feeling it now. As things settle down and Bison Smith returns to the ring. Quick tag out to Blackwood. Blackwood and Booker now legal. Booker T going to work. Letting the crowd know he's feeling pretty good about himself. Able to counter Kevin Blackwood there, and Blackwood spills out to the floor. Hook kick from Booker T. Stunning Blackwood momentarily and allowing Booker T to tag in Kurt Angle. Well, Blackwood scurrying back to his corner to get Bison Smith involved. Beautiful moonsault from Kurt Angle, but he very rarely hits it, and this time is no exception. Smartly, Bison Smith immediately locks on a Boston Crab. That's going to apply further damage to the back. Bison Smith potentially going for the bicentennial there, his version of the Styles Clash, but Kurt Angle able to fend it off. In comes Booker T. Booker T being slowed down with a quick headlock by Smith. T able to fight out almost immediately. Counter there sends Booker T and Smith into the ropes. In comes Blackwood to try to help out his tag team partner, and out goes Blackwood before the count of 5.
1, 2.
Smith out at 2. Booker sending him off the opposite ropes. Big shoulder tackle takes Bison Smith down. Bison Smith certainly the powerhouse of this tag team combination with him and Blackwood. But Booker T letting it be known he can hang with the best of them. One of the best overall wrestlers of the past 25, 30 years. Could hang with the best of them, could Booker T. Hang on. Nice powerbomb there from Bison Smith and Blackwood. Blackwood looking to break a leg here with a submission. Booker T turning things back the champion's way with a nice suplex. And back in comes Kurt Angle. If you want to go submission for submission, no better opponent than the Olympic champion Kurt Angle. Blackwood getting the better of him on that strike exchange. But back comes Kurt. Setting the man up now. Trying to position him center of the ring for something is Blackwood. Oh, quickly tags out to Bison Smith to try to catch him in a 2-on-1 situation. Nothing doing. As Kurt Angle retreats to the championship corner. And he and Booker T send Bison Smith to the floor. Bookend onto the chair that Bison Smith brought into the ring. 1, 2. No, Bison Smith escapes. Almost hoisted by his own petard there. That chair he brought into the ring, he got immediately bookended on, but able to kick out at 2. Huge headbutt to Booker T. Booker able to counter the follow-up offense, though. Maintain the momentum for the champs. Nice counter. 2. Blackwood able to save the match for the challengers. Keep their champion hopes alive. Hang on. Bicentennial by Booker T. 1, 2. Whoa, Blackwood just able to save the matchup there. Huge clothesline to Angle. Suplex to Booker T. The back of his head hitting that chair. Bison desperately needs a tag here. Here he goes. Back to the corner, and in comes Kevin Blackwood. Roll through into the knee bar. That is his signature submission maneuver. And Kurt Angle responds in kind with his own variation of the ankle lock. Going submission for submission, we're Blackwood and Angle. Huge powerbomb by Smith. Blackwood sends Angle into the corner. Kurt belly to bellies Blackwood into the turnbuckles. Tags in Booker T. What poise from the tag team champions here. Rolling Germans by Angle. Double underhook into the suplex by the challenger Blackwood. Makes a pin attempt, but the wrong part of town. Blackwood now trying to isolate Booker T in the challenger's corner. Finally out of the red corner. Hook kick by Booker T. 20 minutes plus gone in this one. That means any submission attempt is extra deadly. Keep that in mind for both Kevin Blackwood and obviously Kurt Angle. As Bison Smith and Booker T go shot for shot. Bison Smith ending things with a clothesline. Booker T able to find the time and space to get to his corner, and in comes Kurt Angle into the ankle lock after the total elimination. Bison Smith in a world of trouble here. Kurt got it locked on, and that will do it. That second form, the final form, he gets those legs grapevine around you. Kurt Angle unrelenting with the ankle lock, and he and Booker T retain. Sure. Perfectly acceptable. I mean, we kind of wet the bed a little bit with the last 2 matches, given how we started, but we're doing okay. Title defense. Papoom. Papoom says. How did we do in the first one? What was the first match? 93. Okay, I forgot to write that down. Our overall average is 92. In front of 5,000 strong. Yep, new Dragon Gate Junior champion. New NXT Junior champions. 5,200 folk were like, not bad. Okay. We got new Dragon Gate Junior tag team champions as well. So, good stuff. AEW has a tag team tournament this month. Dragon Gate has a singles tournament this month. Maybe it's for the new belt that they just got back. One can only hope. We were in Year 8, February. Oh, they found Katsuyori Shibata in Japan. They found maybe Wing Kanemaru? Mandy Rose from the WWE wants to come in. Do I have room for you? No, thank you. Rob Van Dam from All Japan wants to come in. No, thank you. I do have All Japan people I would like to have show up, but they are not the people you mentioned. Okay, now let's do personal advice and see who wants a raise, because there's always somebody that wants a raise. Montez Ford, who we did not see. Sometimes if you don't book them, they'll ask for money instead. Baby raise for you. Okay, speaking of, we just signed Kylie Ray. Okay. Trying to get them up to their $5,000 level. And Emi Sakura we already signed. Hi there, how you doing? Oh, geez. There we go. Alright, now we can do... Oh, actually, let me save that and do more personal advice. Who else wants a minute? William Regal, who we haven't seen in a little bit as well. Consultation. Regal. Change salary. Baby raises, because you're already making over 5. Bobby Lashley. Is it going to be every member of the Heat business that wants moolah? Oh, geez, Bobby, you're making tons, bud. Yikes. I mean, we can afford it, but holy crap. Kenny Omega wants more money? Sure. I'm sure you do. There you go. Baby raise for you. Alright. Okada wants more money. You got it. You got it. Where are you, bud? There you are. There you go. Gotta do all this fun bookkeeping stuff. Undertaker wants more money? Sure. You got it. As we said. Whatever you need. There you go. One day you'll be making Bobby Lashley money, Undertaker. That's the dream. Masawa wants more money? Sure. You got it. Where you at? There you go. Whoop. Back it up. Back it up. Save. Save it after every one. Scott Hall wants more money? Yikes. There's a lot of them this time. Come on, guys. Not Abyss. Not Abyss. Scott Hall. Thank you. There we go. Come on, guys. There don't seem to be any trust issues. Once they get surly, they may leave or sign with a rival. Try to keep them happy. Okay, done. Save that again just cuz. Now let's go do our management. Trading center maintenance. We do have over $40 million, and I had said before once we hit 40 I would spend on the next gym expansion. However, I'm going to put that off because I'm not going to be hitting the upper echelon of the roster limit anytime soon. I'm going to try to keep things at 50 at most, so I don't really need to worry about that currently. Okay. Scritch, scritch. Now, let us check out these scouts. We sent them for Stoic and Freestyle. Makes sense. Let's go Europe. Said you have for 6 months. Yeah. Make offer. And then you, Strong Showman, Japan, America. Strong Japan. Strong America. Make offer. Off you go for 6 months. There you go. Out you go. Okay. Alright. Got them out of there. Now let's double check what I have booked here. So I'm going to try to sign someone, and then I'm going to try to get a couple of people in to help me wrestle the All Japan Trios titles away from a sort of a hodgepodge group consisting of Brody Lee, an Okada that's not Kazuchika Okada and Yoshitatsu, who are the current All Japan Trios champions. I'm going to try to transition that to a trio of all GWA talent and then bring in All Japan Trios every once in a while to try to send it back. So, first step of that is getting it to the GWA in the first place, which means we have to get Brody and his tag team partners here. But before we do any of that, I'd like to sign someone else. Okay, let us offer a contract to North American free agents. Who we got? Who we got? Where'd they go? All right. Serena Deeb. Or my other choice was the magical girl Yuka Sakazaki. B&B DCDD. Let's go just by that then. Popularity and shiz. And what about Serena Deeb? CC, Kings Road, BC, DC. Let's go with her. Serena Deeb, come on down. Let's lowball them and see what they say. All right. Strike one. 2 more attempts at Serena Deeb. We'll medium ball him this time. Give him the old mid ball. Three strikes and I'm out of negotiations. So we'll see what happens here. Offer contract. North American free agency. Serena Deeb, come on down. Mid ball. Welcome to the show. Papow. Serena Deeb on board. Okay. Let's write that in. Welcome to the GWA, Serena. That is our 50th hire. We now have 30 heavyweights, 20 juniors. And looks like she'll be joining the face ranks. Will Serena Deeb. That's fun. We also have, based on the fact that we have 5 stables of 4 people, 20 people inside of stables and 30 people outside of stables. Okay, so speaking of, let's manage them. Here and go. You and you go to Babyface. There we go. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, that's all we're doing for now. We just need to book stuff. We need to invite some peeps before we can book our show. Let me just scroll down here and see the peeps the specific peepers I need to show up. Okay. Event, invite. All Japan, please. All Japan. I need. Where are they? Oh, Yusuke Okada. There they are. You, please come. Please come. Wrestle for me. Pow. Okay. One down. They said yes. That's not a guarantee they'll show up for work, but they said yes. So, and the other. There we go. Ooh, they're in dire straits, but that's okay. I mean, we actually want that because that means it's more likely that they might lose. Okay, so we got the other 2/3 of the trios champions here, and I think that's all that's all I needed to do to book the next event. So let's go ahead and do that. Standard event, normal match. We're going back to America for this one. America Urban. Let's get back to the biggest place we can do, perhaps. Title matches, as this is a big 10-match card. Of course, we're going to main event with the biggest prize in the land, the GWA Heavyweight Championship. And wouldn't you know it, Minoru Suzuki is cashing in his guaranteed title shot that he won during the Trios Tournament of Terror. So Minoru Suzuki, Shawn Michaels for the GWA title is going to be your main event. And below that, cashing in their title opportunity is Yohei against Becky Lynch for the junior heavyweight title. So there we go. That is the cash-ins 2 and 3 of the Trios Tournament of Terror winners, so that we're going to get resolution from all their title shots. But that's not all the title activity you're going to see, because Scott Hall is going to be putting the Hall of Fame Championship on the line. against from the Heat Fitness, Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, Scott Hall for the Hall of Fame Championship. Underneath that, we have the tag. What is this? GWA. Oh yeah, okay. The tag team titles. Booker T and Angle, who we just saw successfully defend their belts against one of the most prolific tag teams on our roster. It is in fact the Street Profits. Street Profits against Angle and Booker for the tag belts. Below that, we have Jushin Thunder Liger defending the Legends Junior title against relatively new signee Kylie Ray. Smiley Kylie getting a one-on-one shot with Jushin Liger here, who I'm going to put in a different outfit. Let's put him in his default. There we go. Classic Liger outfit. Now let's see what else do we have. Now we got some tag team action headed your way. See if I can fill this thing out. On the heel side of things, from the House of Misery, you're going to be looking at Hayabusa. And Mike Awesome, who we just saw last week as well, or last month, whatever you want to call it, week/month as well. They're going to be taking on Drew McIntyre, who's a little beat up, and Bret Hart, also a little beat up. So, there, nice tag match. Underneath that, we've got Serena Deeb making their debut. Oh wow, that's fun. I'm gonna go this just because it's most colorful. There's their Straight Edge Society look. It's kind of fun. Serena Deeb versus Kairi Sane. Let's go with the Squared Circle K. Kairi Sane, come on down. Former junior champion in her own right. Alright. Now, up top, or at the front here, we got some more tag team activity. As we are going to see Bill Bullock, Dave Mastiff, the Yard Dogs, going in there against another scrappy team of Jon Moxley and CM Punk in the Long Boys today. It's a Long Boy kind of day. Pardon me. Okay, match number 2. Singles contest. Another heel v heel match, but whatever, we're just putting matches together. Mitsuharu Misawa against an opponent I think would have been a real fun challenger for him, but we never really saw this. I don't think ever happened in the real world of wrestling, so we're going to see it today in this video game. Taz versus Misawa, and then we're going to start things off. Oops, with the All Japan 6-man tag team match. As we have the champions selected, and let's go grab ourselves 3 challengers. I mean, I just saw Smith and Blackwood at the losing end of things. Let's do the Squared Circle K. Chris Statlander, Keith Lee, and Kazuchika Okada in our opening contest, trying to get the All Japan Trios titles. Can we do 20? Can I do 20 at a smaller arena? What's a large hall? 40,000. Can I do 40? I can do 20. Okay, what does this say? So that's negative that. So this will be like 44,000 at 20 bucks a pop. Okay, versus... I mean, I'm just kind of covering expenses either way, right? Whether I do 20 at 44 or 42. Oh no, wait, I'm doubling expenses here. Okay, let's leave it as is. Let's do this. Alright, so there we go. We got a big salty 10-match card going away. Oh, Rocco! Thank you very much for gifting a sub. Hang on one second. Whom? Detective Whom? Congratulations on renewing with the Silent G unit. Rocco, be sure to let him know, would you? Okay. Gonna confirm that. Not ever getting away from my Sasquatch referee, despite the fact that Sex Ferguson is an option. Not today. Not any day. Okay. There we go. We're going to do this as laid out. Match card confirmed. 6 title matches coming your way. That is, of course, if the All Japan contingent shows up for work. Sometimes they don't. So, now that we've done that, we can produce some merchandise. This is the only other thing we're missing. Dispose of these. Woof. We're going to leave these alone. We have, we're in, I think, a 40,000 seater. Let's do 10 of these. 10 of these. 10 of these. And then 5 and 5 of these. We're doing a big old merch production. 5 of these. And 5,000 snacks. Not a ton. So hopefully they go for the goods and stuff. They don't have if they don't have too many snacks to just branded snacks, you know what I mean? Like collector's cups, that kind of nonsense. All right, we're not sending anybody anywhere else. We hired someone. We've produced our merchandise for the show. We got 40,000 people in the seats, and we have to see if we can go about entertaining them. We have 6 title matches, 4 non-title matches. I think we're good. Okay, I'm going to save it because we're going to give them 3 tries to not show up. We're going to see if it's a 9-match or a 10-match card. All of our guests are in the first match. We'll see if the 2 All Japan friends will show up to defend the All Japan Trios titles. Here we go. Getting right to the activity as fast as I can. Good sign. Didn't complain. Oh, nope, they didn't show up. See, it didn't tell me that there was a problem, but if you look, that first match is gone. We only have 9 matches on the card, and 12,000 people, or sorry, 7,000 people decided not to show up. So I'm going to back out. That's strike number 1 against whomever it was that decided not to show up. It's one of 2 people, Yosuke Okada or Yoshitatsu, the Poison Fist of the Pacific Rim. So one of those 2 did not want to show up for work, even though we paid their booking fee, and I would assume trans to get them over here. Trans in this case meaning transportation. Please don't take it any other way. It's just, as far as I understand it, wrestler slang for if you get paid for, you know, gas or plane ticket or whatever, it's referred to as trans, as in transportation. I'm just trying to make that clear right away. All right, let us again proceed. Attempt number 2 to get everybody to show up for the show that I booked. Come on, everybody. All right, it's showing me what I want to see. Everybody showed up for work. Okay. Full house, 10 matches. Let's go save that real quick. Took 2 tries, but they did it. And without any further ado, let's get down to the ring. You just saw me book it. It is for the All Japan Trios Championships. Brody Lee from the GWA is 1/3 of those champions, teaming with Yusuke Okada and Yoshitatsu, who you may remember from WWE ECW. Taking on from the GWA, the Squared Circle K, being Kazuchika Okada, Keith Lee, and Chris Statlander. Let's see if the Squared Circle K can add another Trios Championship to their already impressive Trios resume and bring the All Japan Trios Gold home. Not home, but to the GWA. It's our home. Save, save, save. Next match. Wah! As I run away from the screen. As always, because we book it that way, the creature on feature, the senior official here in the GWA, Mr. Bigfoot calls for the whistle. And we are underway. Statlander in there with Yusuke Okada to open things off. Yusuke Okada in the black, teal, and white attire. Chris Statlander in the black, purple, and white. We'd like to thank our new main sponsor, Prince Pepperoni, for branding the canvas as they so do. One of our other auxiliary sponsors, Lit Cola. Nothing pairs better with a GWA wrestling show than a nice order from Prince Pepperoni and a couple of gallons of Lit Cola. Off the ropes comes Yoshitatsu in the red, white, and blue. And that causes Chris Statlander to tag out to Keith Lee. Seeing action for the first time in this Trios Championship contest. Yoshitatsu proudly representing All Japan as 1/3 of its trios champions. In there with limitless Keith Lee, and the two go back and forth. Tatsu with the advantage, bit of a surprise there. Another tag out near the 5-minute mark, and now we're going to get our first look at the GWA roster member of the All Japan Trios champions, at least the current champions. That being Brody Lee, formerly of the Standard stable, now very much on his own on the GWA roster. Was sent to All Japan about a year ago, I would say, in wrestling canon here. Became 1/3 of the All Japan Trios champions. This is their first defense since Brody Lee was able to win that title with his two partners. And we are proud to be bringing it to you as you stroll down the gnarly wrestling aisle. That's right, the GWA, the only professional wrestling promotion with 3 silent letters for its acronym. It's part of the magic.
Give up.
Brody Lee quick to escape the cravat of Kazuchika Okada, and so fresh tags made on either side. In comes Chris Statlander for the challengers, and back in comes Yoshitatsu for the champions. We have yet to see Okada on Okada action. Stay tuned, as it is inevitable, or should be inevitable, at some point during this trios contest. Hang on, Big Bang Theory coming to Yoshitatsu, spiked by Statlander, and almost puts him away. Yoshitatsu hanging on by a thread here. Statlander pressing the attack. Huge forearm shot. And one to the back of the head now. Tatsu able to escape, rolls to the corner, and in comes Brody Lee. Tatsu desperate for a tag there and was able to make one. As the action spills to the floor at the 10-minute mark. All 6 competitors now outside the ring where there are no disqualifications or countouts. Anything goes until the legal fighters return, where we can register a 3 count or a tap out. Suplexes upon suplexes on the floor as we rage on. Still no contact between Okada and Okada, as Yusuke and Yoshitatsu have isolated Chris Statlander. Meanwhile, Kazuchika Okada is occupying himself with his partner Keith Lee and their opposition Brody Lee. Got a lot of Lee on Lee violence, but not Okada on Okada yet. Okada with a dropkick on Statlander, sending her to the floor, and now it's finally time. Kazuchika versus Yosuke. Body slam to Yusuke by Kazuchika. Okada 1, Okada nothing. Double suplex from Yoshitatsu. Yoshitatsu and Yusuke Okada with the sliding knee. The side of the head of the Rainmaker. Meanwhile, on the floor, Brody Lee trying to fend off Chris Statlander and Keith Lee. Now, the lesser Okada, more diminutive, if you may, on the floor to go help his partner Brody Lee in the ring. Kazuchika Okada and Yoshitatsu battle on. Statlander returning to the center of the ring now, awaiting her proper partner in crime. Brody Lee with a huge assisted powerbomb there to Keith Lee, immediately into the cover of Chris Statlander as he enters the ring. Almost stole one there, did Brody Lee. Brody Lee and Chris Statlander, your legal fighters, and out goes Brody Lee once again. Not the wisest move by Statlander, as you saw her try to make her way toward the apron to make a tag, but her partner's already dropped off. Try to bring the fight to Brody Lee outside the ring. Fresh tags on either side, and Yoshitatsu and Kazuchika Okada slugging it out. Tatsu with that beautifully placed spin kick may have knocked Okada out. Oh, or Okada may have been playing possum. German into the Rainmaker! Tatsu clutching at his neck! 1, 2, no, not even a 2 count. Tatsu has a history of broken neck, or not plural, but certainly a history of neck issues, having broken his neck taking a Styles clash. I don't know who told him to tuck his head facing AJ Styles, but it resulted in a broken neck when they did face off against each other. What inspired him to become the Bullet Club Hunter to gain revenge for all the time he lost. I am here to report to you that he hunted exactly 0 Bullet Club members and eventually made his way to All Japan from New Japan. Keith Lee in there with Yoshitatsu now. Pounced! Period. The only thing that saved him were the ropes themselves, or else he would have been in the 3rd row. Now working the midsection of Big Keith Lee, and Tatsu finds his time to tag out to Yusuke Okada. Relatively new talent on the All Japan scene, part of their junior heavyweight division. Getting manhandled here by Keith Lee at the 20-minute mark. Overhead belly-to-belly throw with ease by Limitless Keith Lee, who tags out to Kazuchika Okada, and it's the moment we've all been waiting for. Okada versus Okada. Yusuke pulls Kazuchika back to his feet. Beautiful dropkick by Kazuchika Okada to the chest of Okada. Excellent counter by Okada, not letting Okada get that move. Looks to be setting Yusuke Okada up in the center of the ring. Nice counter, though. Sending Kazuchika into the red corner, and in comes Brody Lee. Swinging DDT to the Rainmaker. Big Rig pulls him back to his feet. But Okada able to make the tag out to Chris Statlander, and Statlander and Brody Lee renew their hostilities. Joshi style slam by Statlander to Brody Lee. Lee follows it up. Big clothesline in the corner to Statlander, and then a Falcon Arrow. Brody Lee doing the deal, but not going for the pin. Statlander. Brody Lee with an arc discus lariat. Could have put Statlander away. Small package, but too close to the ropes. Statlander obviously still dazed, not quite thinking clearly. Black hole slam from the Galaxy's greatest. And she got him! Victory from the jaws of defeat. And we have new All Japan Trios champions. The belts have come to the GWA and the Squared Circle K. What? Spinning Scrap Buster, aka the Black Hole Slam. Oh baby. On Brody, no less. I appreciate her more serious look. It seems like she's slowly getting rid of the alien elements to her character, and is just sort of being, you know, just I don't want to say quirky, but sort of an eccentric, but somehow now are like grounded in sort of some sort of darkness, some sort of like violence, some like sort of something real that people can like latch onto. I like it. It's same as I don't know if you saw Dynamite last night, Rocco, but Julia Hart, you can tell she's now wearing like face paint, like makeup underneath her eye patch. So it's like, it looks like her eye is slowly getting more blackened and sort of corrupted the way that Malachi's is. Which I think is a real nice touch. very subtle character changes they're still working on with Julia Hart there. Okay, boom! New champions crowned. We do have new All Japan Trios champions. Give me 1 second whilst I update my text file to reflect that. Brody Lee no longer 1/3 of the champs, but wouldn't you know it? Now we have 2 others. Not Brody Lee, but Kazuchika Okada. Arguably, along with Keith Lee here, the most successful Trios competitors in the history of the GWA, having multiple Trios Tournament of Terror wins, and now picking up the All Japan Trios championships, which of course we're going to be defending way more often than the GWA Trios championships that are exclusively awarded during the Trios Tournament of Terror each and every October of our fictitious wrestling universe years. Okay. The problem with me scrolling down is I usually scroll at the bottom and then try to like work my way back up, but I have plotted out the match cards just in terms of like making blank ones all the way through to the end of year 10, which is where I sort of intend to give up or wrap up the second generation of the GWA. I should also like to point out that as we approach this second of 2 shows here, as we start this second of 2 shows this week, I was gifted a copy of WWE 2K22 very recently, and I am eager to share my experience with that game with the streaming community. So I don't know what that might mean, because I don't have extra time in my life to devote to streaming, which means scheduling might have to change in terms of how much Fire Pro GWA we present versus how much of the spirit of GWA is in perhaps like a playthrough of a My GM mode of 2K22, or maybe we can see how deep the universe mode is, and you know, something like that. But stay tuned. I'll be making sort of like, I'll be thinking it over and sort of making a decision. I can tell you my early thoughts are perhaps convert every single monthly show in the GWA in this Fire Promoter universe into a 10-match super card, and just present one of those, and then switch games on a Thursday night. So do like an hour and a half of GWA. Here's a 10-match card. We've progressed a month. Okay, and now for the second half of the broadcast. Now I'm, excuse me, now I'm beginning a career, or beginning a GM mode, or starting a universe thing, or whatever in 2K22. So that's sort of like the rough plan, but I don't know. I don't have an exact timeline, but I'll keep you posted. Anyway, speaking of people being posted, haha, Mitsuhiro Masawa gonna want to post Taz upside the head with those vicious elbow strikes, and Taz is gonna want to dump Mitsuhiro Masawa on that stack of dimes he calls a neck with a variety of vicious Tazplexes. This is just being booked as a match I wanted to see that probably never happened in real life. Taz versus Masawa. Let's get down to the ring for this one. Oh yeah, Jade's coming along too. Like, part of what I really enjoy about AEW that I don't know that 100% of the people watching the show, especially those watching it to hate on it, with like sitting there probably on the couch with their arms folded, you know, look how dumb this is that we're watching an entire company be formed from the ground up, like hitting the ground running to compete internationally with an established brand that's been around for like 60 years. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't just start out like the TNA method, where they literally had to have weekly pay-per-views where people had to put down $10 just to see the thing for almost 2 years, until they managed to get a terrible and then eventually better television deals to present their show. AEW hit the ground with national coverage on a huge cable outlet, with a video game deal, with the 4 big quarterly pay-per-views, with a fairly sizable roster that they have only improved upon since then, both in size and both in quantity and quality, if you want to say it that way. So it's been really interesting to watch. And also you have to take into account that Tony Khan, who's banking all this and booking all of this, has never done any sort of business like this prior to probably scribbling some notes, much like I keep my text notes of my fantasy booking. And so he is living every child's dream of being able to like collect actual wrestlers in his employ and put out a show. So it's really interesting to watch his skills develop, the promotion itself develop. Not everything hits, not everything misses. Some of it's pretty great. Some of it's, but as it's gone on, it's been very interesting to see the evolution, even in the 3-4 years it's been of existence. And to me, it's kind of propelling, like I'm so glad it exists because it is very much anchoring my fandom of North American professional wrestling at the moment, because it is fascinating to watch the developments week to week. And yeah, especially when they're like figuring characters out, doing subtle changes to move people from, you know, face to heel, or changing how sort of face or heel they are, etc., etc. Mitsuharu Misawa somehow countering that in midair. Pure fighting spirit keeping him aloft like a Roadrunner cartoon. Able to end up with that counter on Taz, and the action spills out to the floor. My apologies to the two athletes in the ring, putting on a banger of a match to this point. Misawa and Taz both have only one speed, and it is full speed ahead. As you see the head and arm Tazplex there, trying to toss Misawa into the post, the ring post from the outside. And especially now, going back to the AEW talk, now that they have acquired Ring of Honor, that gives me a reason, at a time where Ring of Honor was forced to reboot financially anyway, to hop on board with another outlet for hopefully some somewhat neglected roster members that already have an AEW affiliation, plus a mix of Ring of Honor talent that existed prior, plus a mix of other independent signees I'm sure that they would bring on. Like, it's a very interesting time in wrestling across the board, but especially as things relate to the folks in the All Elite squad. Even when their guys go to the other brand, it gives a reason to check that out at least for a bit to see how they're doing before their life inevitably turns into their own American nightmare.
10 minutes gone.
As we pass the 10-minute mark of this one, Misawa with that double underhook belly-to-belly, launching Taz into the turnbuckle padding. And now a stiff shot to the back of the head, just trying to dim the lights to the human suplex machine, who counters with a roll-up. Excellent technique out of Taz. Don't see that out of him too often. Misawa looking to take no chances with the Emerald Trojan, but too close to the ropes. You see Misawa was pushing off the bottom rope a little bit with his foot there. Now spiked him with the Tiger Driver 91. This time the pin is okay, but Taz gets out at 2. Northern Lights by Taz. Gets a 1 on the former GWA World Champion Mitsuharu Misawa. As you witness this first time ever matchup between the human suplex machine and the angry bullfrog. Misawa slowing things down with a single leg crab, and that is it. I think the succession of elbow strikes prior to that submission may have knocked Taz out, and referee Mr. Bigfoot calling the match very shortly after the application of that half Boston crab for Taz's own safety there. But what a match between the two. And I have to think that once Taz is healed up, I can potentially see a rematch betwixt them. My word. Taz is definitely going to want revenge after that. A rare, not a tap out, that was a referee stoppage due to the half Boston crab. As we said, it seemed that Taz was completely out of it, and so the referee stepped in wisely. We don't want any of our wrestlers getting any more hurt than they normally would throughout the normal proceedings of an average match. Nothing fatal, nothing that keeps them on the shelf for too long. We'll see who survives this next tag team contest, however, as we are about to see Jon Moxley and CM Punk, frequent tag team partners and associates of their mentor, Mitsuharu Misawa, who we just saw handily defeat Taz. Well, who we just saw defeat Taz, going up against Bill and Dave, as it is written here, or Bullock and Mastiff as you know them, the Convict and Big Dave Mastiff, the Yard Dogs against Moxley and Punk, coming your way. Oh yeah, the FTR babyface turn that is still complicated due to their existing association with the Pinnacle. Yep, that's all good stuff. Yeah, it's nice to watch it evolve over time. And now that again, they've been improving their roster, they have all these new pieces to start putting into play. They have a new outlet in terms of an entirely new promotion. I don't know the presentation of which, like, it had a weekly show. I don't know if it still retains its weekly show, or what they're going to be presenting on that weekly show if it still exists. But yeah. If you want to get super into it, you can invest in the YouTube shows that some people do and watch like the real, developmental of the AW talent from early signees to just watching them in some squash matches to got an old Dark and Elevation both have a very WCW Saturday Night feel where it's like 3-minute squash matches featuring talent you know is signed, and then you get like a 10-minute main event between two talents you know are signed. As we now see Dave Mastiff in there with John Moxley. Neither of these gentlemen are going to back up an inch, regardless of who they're in the ring there with. And a quick tag from Mox now brings in the Second City Saints, CM Punk, another former GWA World Champion here in action, as we saw his mentor Mitsuharu Misawa in the last contest. Punk and Moxley hoping they can be brought back to, or for the first time, brought to the very pinnacle of this sport, that is contention for the GWA World Championship. And speaking of, we're going to see that GWA World Heavyweight Championship defended in your main event, as the GWA World Champion and leader of the Heartbreakers, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, will be putting the belt on the line against 1/3 of the current Trios champions, cashing in their guaranteed title shot. Minoru Suzuki will be challenging the Heartbreak Kid for the GWA World title in the main event yet to come. For now, we've got action in our tag team division as former tag champions Yard Dogs up against John Moxley and CM Punk. Unnamed faction to this point, or unnamed tag team to this point, I should say. Hoping to knock off the former champs and perhaps put themselves in line for a tag team title opportunity. Another title that we're going to see defended this evening, as fighting champions Kurt Angle and Booker T are putting the belts on the line against Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. That's right. It is Kurt Angle and Booker T putting the tag team gold on the line against the Street Profits. Also headed your way later today. And look, to say some positive stuff for the other company, every once in a while I watch NXT 2.0, and it is perfectly fine wrestling. Like, I have no problems with that show. They're clearly debuting new characters. They're clearly trying different stuff. I really like the set that they have turned, like that corner of the, whatever they call it, the Performance Center, that's it. Whatever room they've turned the Performance Center into that small NXT 2.0 set. My only gripe is that they still call it 2.0 and just don't have dropped that by now. But anyway, it's perfectly watchable show. Like, it's, you know, there's nothing wrong, and you get to take a look at who might be coming up onto the main roster at some points, or what they're doing with whomever they've recently signed, etc., etc. Much like the old NXT, I find it a little more watchable than the old NXT, because everything was decorated all in black on the old show, and all of the music was like really dreary, like heavy metal, and it was just kind of like, blech, kind of oppressive, and I don't know. It's a lot more fun to watch as they attempt to ape the atmosphere of a Dynamite or a Rampage. Now, the only thing that saved CM Punk, as you saw him fight on the floor, was the fact that the stomach claw was on the floor, but now he's got it center of the ring. Moxley saving the match and perhaps Punk's life. It's all fun and games until Bill Bullock grabs a fistful of tum-tum. Oh, he goes back to it! The stomach claw! Oh yes, NXT Women's Division, rock solid, like super strong. Heck yeah. They got a pretty good tag division shaping up as they start to move people from NXT UK over that get like, you know, I guess they get trained up enough and up over they come. So yeah, they got a lot of good stuff going for certain aspects of that company, but their main showings, by and large, are just, I don't know, baby food? It's a weird way to describe it. It's just like, yeah, I guess it's technically good enough wrestling that it'll keep you alive if you're a wrestling fan and you were sustained on it, but it lacks so much other than just basic nutrients, you know? Nothing much to it. It's like they just don't put the effort into character and story development like they used to, unless you're one of the handful of people that Vince happens to like that particular financial quarter. Crowd hype for this one as we head toward the 20-minute mark. Heel on heel activity. And the magic about to be killed for CM Punk. Bill Bullock says this is it, and back goes the stomach claw! Whoa! John Moxley is lucky he was so close to his partner there. He was able to stop that submission attempt before CM Punk headed toward the white light. Mastiff with the rolling forearm strike as Punk was held in place by Bullock. A crafty tag team offense. The longest running tag team in the league. Back to the stomach claw once again. And that will do it. John Moxley unable to come to the aid of his partner. Massive playing defense there, and CM Punk tapping center of the ring to the deadliest submission in the entire world of professional wrestling, years 1981 to 1983 inclusive. The stomach claw. Oh, I love that. That was better than an 86 for me, let me tell you. Oh, geez. Okay, so Misawa able to get the win, and his disciples letting him down as the mighty stomach claw once again prevails. That made me happy. But it seems, though, that when the, geez, I try not to call them Carnage Crew. It's an old Ring of Honor tag team. The Yard Dogs. It seems that when the Yard Dogs get their actual tag team title opportunities, they don't actually win. Or like when Bullock has gotten a singles opportunity at like Junior Gold, couldn't do it. But looking good against like just tapped out a former world champion, did Bill Bullock. Wild stuff. Okay, we have two more non-title matches to go. And then the last half of this card is all title fights until we're out of here. So let's get down to the ring post-haste. Badoop! Stomach claw, spelling disaster for CM Punk and his long boys. All right, we have the debuting Serena Deeb, the professor, the woman of 1,000 holds. Serena Deeb coming in as a big old babyface to fight Kairi Sane, another fiery babyface. And former junior champion, this should just be a banger of a match, fingers crossed. Kairi Sane, Serena Deeb. Welcome to the GWA, Serena. As always, the creature on feature, Mr. Bigfoot calling for the bell, and we are underway here. Deeb in the white, violet, and black attire. Kairi Sane dressed predominantly in red and black, representing the squared circle K. We saw her stablemates earlier claim the All Japan Trios Championships, bringing that gold to the GWA. Can't wait to start booking 3 All Japan roster members at a time and crossing my fingers that they show up for work. But that certainly far from Kairi Sane's mind now as she is in there with, as we called her, the professor, the woman of 1,000 holds. the technical mastery of Serena Deeb. As I have said to friends in real life, she is in such good shape, it makes her look evil. I don't know what it is, but she looks absolutely sinister because she's so yoga jacked. I speak, of course, of Serena Deeb, not the pirate princess Kairi Sane. As the two trade blows, forearm strike from Sane, settling the argument for the moment. Dragon screw leg whip, an homage to the former leader of the Squared Circle K, the retired Keiji Muto. Shout out to Keiji Muto, former stable leader of the Squared Circle K, and of course, friend and mentor of Kairi Sane. Hip attack from the former junior champion of the world into the Croston Crab. She did work those legs over momentarily. A lot of pressure on the legs and back in that maneuver. Imagine your standard Boston Crab, but first cross your opponent's legs and then step over them. Exponentially increasing the pain of that hold. Nice counter there out of Sane. Serena thought she was able to walk into the corner, but Sane said otherwise. As we have spent 5 minutes plus in this contest, headed toward 10. Once again to the Croston Crab, perhaps too close to the ropes, and forced to break. Is Kairi, but right back to the legs. This is the focus and determination that has made her a multiple-time junior champion, trying to spoil the debut of Serena Deeb here in the GWA. The 50th member of the GWA roster. We couldn't be happier to have her. The 20th junior competitor under our banner. And hang on, let me just do a quick tally here. I believe all the females are in the junior division, so let me just take a look at who makes up the whole junior division and count. 1, 2. 7? Oh, no, wait, 1, 2. Hang on, I didn't know the last two, I don't think. Hang on. Okay, so. Okay. There we go. 8. We have 8 female talent on the roster, not too shabby. I mean, 8 out of 50, not great. Let's not kid ourselves, but
10 minutes gone.
not terrible either. A good start. Amongst the 20 junior talent, about half are female. If I frame it that way, it seems perfectly reasonable. Double underhook into the Angel's wings out of Serena Deeb. But Kairi Sane able to slip a foot under the bottom rope. And so we fight on. Up she goes. Oh, did not have time for that elbow drop. The discus slapped to the face, it seemed. Kairi Sane looking to set Serena Deeb up for that 7 C's elbow drop. The insane elbow, or perhaps back to the Croston Crab.
Give up. Give up.
Deeb not quite figuring out the counter for this maneuver. Perhaps not one of the 1,000 holds she mastered in her quest for GWA gold. Hang on! Nice pin attempt there by Deeb. Sane able to get the shoulder out. Up she goes! Thing of beauty is that elbow drop, but she can't make the pin right away. Deeb tried to fight on, but she's half out of it here. Kairi Sane unable to get a clean pin in the southern quadrant of the ring. Back to the Angel's wings goes Serena. Looking to tie Kairi Sane up here.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
Sane able to escape. I believe that is the Serenity Lock that Sane was able to reach the ropes on. Deeb trying to reapply it here, trying to get Sane set up just so. As we mentioned, it's difficult to properly position your opponent in the southern and northern quadrants of the ring. Much more so than the east-west, for sure. Oh, dodging the spear is Kairi Sane. Serena looking to perhaps peel a page from Sane's old playbook. She herself utilizes the spear. Oh, what a huge slam there from Kairi Sane! Dragging Serena into the center of the ring. Trying to set her up for something big here. Serena able to slow the stem of offense momentarily, but Kairi goes up. Elbow drop to the small of the back. Rolling into the cover. 1, 2. No! Serena Deeb escapes. Perhaps if Kairi had hooked a leg, it would be all over. Arm whip, and now Serena Deeb has Kairi Sane set up for something. In the corner. Back and forth they go. Deeb sending Sane to the floor. No countouts, no disqualifications. Anything goes out here. Angel's wings on the concrete. Only thin gymnastics padding separating the athletes and the concrete floor below. As this battle rages on, we're getting toward 20 minutes in this singles contest. Serena Deeb trying to win her debut match here as a GWA roster member. Another Angel's Wings, planting Kairi Sane's face first into the floor. As we said, very, very thinly covered in padding. Over concrete, standing spear by Sane, and she rolls herself back into the ring. The only place a 3 count or tap out can be registered. And we reset at the 20-minute mark. Powerbomb countered by Kairi Sane. No. Deeb able to get out at 2. These two women fighting on. Deeb with the drop kick. Knocking Kairi Sane backwards into the turnbuckle. Snap suplex this time. Deeb looking to put her away here. The Kairi Sane firing back with those forearms. Arm whip by Sane. Incredible effort out of both of these athletes in this contest. Could go either way. Deeb now rolling into the cover. 1, 2. No! Sane just gets out at 2.9. Snap suplex by Serena. Move number 637. Spear off the ropes into the cover. 1, 2. No! Sane out again at 2.9, and up top she goes. Elbow drop, small in the back. Drags Serena away from the ropes and into the pin. 2, 3. Kairi Sane wins. What a fight. An excellent effort, nothing to be ashamed of, as Serena Deeb comes up on the losing end of things. But 97%, the crowd loved it. So not too shabby overall. Okay. Heck of a contest. Some hot junior division action. Hot, hot, hot. And the insane elbow to the small of the back proves the difference. Save that once more. And we got some more tag team action headed your way, sort of spilling out of last month's show in that Drew McIntyre and Bret Hart are once again teaming with one another. But their opposition this time, as it appears that Bret Hart might be trying to put together a new faction, their opposition this time is Hayabusa and Mike Awesome of the House of Misery. So representing Raven's House of Misery, as Taz did earlier against Mitsuharu Misawa, we have Hayabusa and Mike Awesome teaming to face Drew McIntyre and Bret the Hitman Hart. Let's get on down to the ring for this one. And this is the final non-title match of the show. The following 5 contests, once this tag team matchup is over, are all title fights. as we close out the broadcast. Oh, headbutt to the face. No other way to describe it. He sent Hayabusa off the ropes and just headbutted him in the face down to the canvas, did Drew McIntyre. Bret Hart taking an interest in Drew McIntyre, formerly an associate of Raven back when his stable was called the Doldrums, and the first member of that stable to be fired by Raven during his feud with The Undertaker in his revamping of the stable that would eventually become the House of Misery. Now consisting of Raven, Taz, and the two combatants in this ring, Hayabusa, or in this match, Hayabusa and Mike Awesome. Bret Hart coming off the loss of the Standard, by which I mean the stable that he was head of, forced to disband after losing a 4-on-4 elimination match at the year-end card, our December show of Year 7. Trying to reestablish himself and sort of find his place, kind of a rudderless ship without someone to advise or lead or guide as a Bret the Hitman Hart. So accomplished is he individually in his career. At this point, sharing his knowledge is what sustains him and sort of keeps him going throughout his wrestling antics. And I suppose one can consider his teaming with Drew McIntyre here and for the past couple of months to be a sort of trial period or interview for whatever future stable may come. You see a quick tag back out to Hayabusa there. Hayabusa and Mike Awesome, fierce rivals in real life. I'm currently watching their feud over the Brass Knuckle Championship in FMW in the fall of 1995 as part of my my sort of wrestling time capsule rewatches, as I'm currently sort of watching the fall of 95 for a variety of promotions. But the best of enemies could potentially make the best of tag team partners, and that is what Hayabusa and Mike Awesome are hoping for, at least in this fictitious occurrence. As they're looking to get the better of Drew McIntyre and Bret Hart. Report back to their stable leader Raven in the House of Misery that all is well after a rather devastating loss suffered by Taz earlier. Mind you, there should be no shame in losing to a former GWA World Champion in Mitsuharu Misawa, as Taz did earlier in the evening. Tag there between Drew and Bret Hart, and now the excellence of execution in there against the Gladiator Mike Awesome. And wouldn't this have made for an interesting matchup had the two been able to work something? Had WCW not horribly misused and then eventually injured Bret Hart to the point of having to retire during his tenure there, and had they not been more concerned with labeling Mike Awesome as the fat chick Thrilla, or indeed that 70s guy, for having a mullet. That was the entire basis of his character, was he had a mullet, so let's put him in leisure suits and say that he likes 70s stuff. Anywho, rebooking WCW from 99 on is a multiverse I would like to experience, but alas, I shall have to make do with owning my own GWA.
10 minutes gone.
As you hear the PA announcer sound 10 minutes gone in this tag team contest, the final non-title fight of the night. You have 5 title bouts headed your way following this contest. Awesome tagging back out. Excuse me, tagging back in, I should say. Hayabusa tagging out. And now Mike Awesome in his gladiator face paint, in the plain black trunks with Awesome written across the keister. In there against Drew McIntyre, the other tall, muscular, long-haired, dangerous-looking individual in trunks. He of the hairier chest and beard. As the two big men slugging it out, center of the ring. Nothing like a good hoss fight. And we'd love to bring them to you here in the GWA. We were going to try to build like a whole hoss division around the fact that we had signed Vader, but guy up and retired on us 2 months into his tenure here. Must have heard about the rather generous severance packages you get retiring out of a GWA contract. He just showed up for one last payout before he beat the streak. No harm, no foul, Vader. Make that money. As Hayabusa, at least momentarily, was looking to make himself money against Bret Hart. Perhaps a sign of respect from the Hitman that he thought enough of his offensive abilities to tag out to Drew McIntyre. Perhaps not quite knowing how to deal with Hayabusa. Going to attempt to do so on the floor is Bret Hart, though, as half the action is in and half the action is out of the GWA ring. I would hazard a guess that the action spilling out to the floor, where there are no disqualifications or countouts, would in fact play into the strengths of both Mike Awesome and Hayabusa. Both gentlemen no strangers to weaponry, if they even need it, as a pair of pile driver variations to both McIntyre and Bret Hart could spell disaster for the duo. Hayabusa now trying to trap Drew McIntyre in he and Awesome's corner. Tag out to Awesome. McIntyre unaware. Now they know who they're fighting, as they're able to fend Awesome off and hit an air raid crash. We are headed toward the 20-minute mark of this tag team fight. McIntyre and Bret Hart. Bret Hart currently legal against Mike Awesome, who's in the ring. His partner Hayabusa. FMW legends representing the House of Misery here in the GWA. A bit of miscommunication there out of the team of Hayabusa and Awesome. Hayabusa thinking, let's end this thing. Awesome looking for a double team. Both athletes looking to get back on track here as we once again play inside-outside. Huge throwing suplex by Awesome to Bret on the floor. Meanwhile, in the ring, oh, nicely done here. Double team offense now sending Drew to the floor. Things will settle back down now that Bret and Hayabusa are back in the ring. Bret with a huge jumping headbutt, a favorite offensive weapon of the Hitman. Perhaps showing off in front of McIntyre, another fan of the headbutt. As we approach the 20-minute mark, there you just heard it. Pair of body slams sending Drew McIntyre to the floor. Hayabusa, I think, was looking for the time and space to maybe tag Mike Awesome back into the ring, but Bret Hart cut him off. Drew working the shoulder. Nice snap suplex. Firing Hayabusa into his corner. Drew McIntyre trying to isolate Hayabusa in the blue section of the ring. Hayabusa using his speed and agility to evade the big Scotsman. And in comes Mike Awesome. And down goes Mike Awesome in an air raid crash. Bit of mistiming there from Drew McIntyre, perhaps looking for the Claymore. Awesome looking to capitalize. Throwing Drew McIntyre over the ropes to the stage is Awesome. The launching crucifix Awesome bomb. Drew McIntyre landing spine first on the entrance ramp. Oh, what a slam to Bret Hart from Awesome. Looks like he's finally gotten warmed up 20 minutes into the contest. Jumping Awesome bomb, sit out Awesome bomb, whatever you want to call it. Sit out Awesome bomb to Bret. Drew in there for the save. Quick heart attack between the two. Awesome able to survive. And in comes Hayabusa, as well as Drew McIntyre. I don't know how much rest Drew got on the apron. Nice Uranagi by Hayabusa. Spiking McIntyre into the canvas, rolling into the cover. Bret there to make the save. Almost 25 minutes gone. Another vicious Uranagi to Drew McIntyre over the body of Mike Awesome. Did Hayabusa have to spike him there? And spike him he did. Nice counter there by Hayabusa. Off the ropes. Spin kick to the face of Drew McIntyre. Hayabusa feeling it. Calling for the finish. 450 splash. 1, 2. Brett makes the save. That would have done it. 25 minutes gone in this one. Now it's McIntyre trying to get back on a more even playing field. Pair of moves off the ropes. Actually allowing Hayabusa to make the tag. McIntyre does likewise. Bret Hart, Mike Awesome. Awesome at the pile driver. Off the ropes. Diving shoulder tackle sends the Hitman to the canvas. And a pile driver in response. Excellently executed by the Hitman and into the cover. Hayabusa makes the save. Able to beat Drew McIntyre to that pinning predicament. And keep the match flowing is Hayabusa. Diving elbow off the top from Bret. Usually he uses Bret's rope. This time going for the gusto by headed all the way to the top. Oh, awesome, withstanding that onslaught. Able to clothesline Bret to the canvas and tag back out to Hayabusa. Hayabusa and McIntyre now. Throwing belly to belly, beautifully done by McIntyre, isolating Hayabusa in the blue corner once again as we are headed toward the 30-minute mark of this tag fight. Spiked once more with a Uranagi. Hayabusa and that Uranagi have McIntyre's number. Hayabusa flips into a cradle off the top. Bret once again saving the matchup for his team. Future shock DDT to Hayabusa. Into the cover goes McIntyre. 2 in. Hayabusa kicks out. Awesome was going to have to tag up before he was able to fend off that pin attempt. Hayabusa, fortunately for his team, able to power out of that pin attempt. And we fight on. 450 to the back of Drew McIntyre. Into the cover goes Hayabusa, and once again, Bret Hart there to save the matchup. Center of the ring now goes Hayabusa. So close and yet so far. Oh, and now drop of the Uranagi by McIntyre out of pure revenge. Both teams once again able to make fresh tags. Bret Hart v. Mike Awesome. Wrong part of town for the Hitman. Huge pile driver though to the Gladiator. Rolls into the pin. And it's Hayabusa's turn to save the matchup for his team. Throwing German by Awesome. As you see Hayabusa roll through into that patented face lock variation of his. Keeping McIntyre at bay. Bret Hart now cycling through the 5 moves of doom. 3 in a row. So the backbreaker, the Russian leg sweep, the DDT. He's of course hit the pile driver earlier with that second rope splash. Oh, now Awesome was going to launch McIntyre out of the ring again with another crucifix Awesome bomb. Bret Hart making the save. 30 minutes plus gone in this tag battle. What a war between the House of Misery and Bret Hart and Drew McIntyre. Hayabusa and McIntyre once again legal. Neckbreaker to Hayabusa, center of the ring. Huge clothesline by McIntyre, trying to set him up for that Claymore perhaps. Hang on, roll through, face lock. Hayabusa got him. Hayabusa with that patented submission hold, tapping Drew McIntyre just shy of 35 minutes. What a win for the House of Misery. And what a fight to get there. Heck yeah. That's pretty good. Like that fight. Okay, what do we get? 96. Feels good. Hayabusa with that roll through into the front neck lock. 35 minutes of getting dropped on your dome. You're bound to tap at that point. Point, point, point. All right, now comes 5 title matches in a row, beginning with the Legends Junior Championship as champion Jushin Thunder Liger is defending the belt against newcomer to the GWA, Smiley Kylie Ray. Let's get down to the ring for the first of 5 consecutive title fights. The Legends Junior Championship belt, obviously our lower tiered junior title. Kylie Rae, as we said, a relative newcomer, making her debut at last month's show in a tag match opposite Jushin Liger and his partner Emi Sakura. Kylie Rae being tagged with Darby Allin on that occasion. So impressed the GWA officials and Jushin Liger himself that a challenge was laid down and answered. And so we now have Kylie Rae against Jushin Liger for the Legends Junior title. Oh, nice combo kick in the corner from your Legends champion, Jushin Thunder Liger. We'll be looking for that Liger bomb, perhaps attempt to knock Kylie Rae out with a Shote palm strike. Athleticism on display, counter after Liger running up the turnbuckles. Harder to do with the one-piece turnbuckles here. You really have to place your feet well on the ropes on either side of the turnbuckle padding, to be honest. Up he goes again with the greatest of ease. Goes Jushin Thunder Liger into powerbomb that's flipped over by Kylie. No count, says senior official Mr. Bigfoot. And now the two trade blows center of the ring. Early showings of respect here. Slowly being pushed out the window. This is a title fight after all. Jushin Liger, a very proud champion. Considers himself the only true legend of the junior division. For moves like that, the shooting star gets it too. Wants to hold on to that Legends Junior title for as long as possible. Has done so for a number of months now, since bringing the title to the GWA by defeating Toshiaki, or no, I forgot the guy's name. Takaiwa is his last name. I can't remember his first name. Takaiwa, he of the triple DVDs or the triple powerbomb combinations. Liger bomb, speaking of signature maneuvers, almost spelling disaster for Kylie Rae, who's got to get her head and more into the game here. She wants to stand a chance against Liger, who's already working on his best moves here. Kylie's got a mountain to climb if she wants to get back on an even keel, an even playing field with the Legends Junior champion, who tosses Kylie out to the floor so that he can catch his breath in the center of the ring. I believe Kylie Rae's finisher is a crossface, if I'm not mistaken. So be on the lookout for that. As you saw Jushin Liger with a vicious Shote palm strike and an equally as vicious Fisherman Buster there. Legends champ firmly in control, going up top, dropping an elbow. But picking the challenger back up to her feet, that could be a mistake. Liger choosing to wear down his opponent further rather than continually attempting pins. Spike through the tombstone well enough, off the ropes. Jumps into the head scissor takeover, does Liger, just sort of showing off for the crowd, one could argue. Rather than focusing on finishing off his opponent, I may have spoken too soon as he drops her with that vicious brainbuster. Kylie Rae saves herself by spilling out to the floor. Liger positioning challenger Kylie Rae center of the ring for another brainbuster. Nowhere to roll this time. Into the cover goes Liger. 1, 2. Kylie Rae out at 2. You gotta respect the resilience for however long it's going to last. Missile drop kick to the back of the head after a power bomb. It is all Liger for the opening 10 minutes here. Kylie Rae in a big bad way. Got Liger in the opposite corner. Oh, head scissor takeover, throwing Kylie Rae into the turnbuckles. Drop toe across the bottom rope goes Liger. Further stealing the wind from the lungs of Kylie Rae, who's firing back with that vicious discus forearm strike into the cover. May have knocked Liger out. No, just a 1 count. Something for the challenger to think about 12 minutes into this contest. Just a 1 count on the champion. There we go. Barely a 2 after that arm whip. Closer and closer comes Kylie Rae. Sticking to the champion, trying to steal his wind. Certainly didn't want to get spiked by a tombstone, did Kylie, but it happens. 2 and no, Kylie Ray gets out. Another opportunity to perhaps hook a leg and end the match. But Liger looking to put her away with a shooting star instead. 2. No, Kylie kicks out at 2. Again, you've got to admire the tenacity of Kylie Ray. There's the crossface, but too close to the ropes. Her signature submission maneuver. Off the ropes goes Kylie. Over the ropes goes Kylie. Back out to the floor they spill. No DQ, no count out. Kylie's going to have to come up with something big if she's looking to level the playing field here. It has been mostly Liger the opening 15 minutes of this contest. Oh, enziguri by Liger. Pulling Kylie back to her feet. Played possum for the victory roll. 2 count only. Kylie once again sending Liger to the floor and smartly catching her breath inside the ring. Sending Liger off the ropes. Huge clothesline, center of the ring now. Tombstone City. Liger pulls her immediately back to her feet and signals the end. Combo kick to the bridge of the nose. But Kylie Ray fights back to her feet. Go to sleep. Kylie Ray with a go to sleep. Powerbomb! 1, 2, no! Near fall for Kylie Ray! Spike with the Fisherman Buster. Another rolling combo kick to the bridge of the nose. Brain Buster sends Kylie Ray to the floor. Liger not messing around. Flying at Kylie Ray with all the ferocity of a heat-seeking missile is Jushin Liger. Perhaps more aptly described as a bolt of lightning, heavy metal thunder. Got Kylie Ray center of the ring once again, off the ropes. Huge clothesline by the champ. Looking to defend his Legends Junior Championship, Kylie Ray looking to shock the world in only her second GWA contest, her first singles match in the promotion. Liger going up, dropping the elbow. 20 minutes gone in this title fight. Kylie Ray maneuvering her way back to the center of the ring once again. She's going to be looking for that crossface eventually.
20 minutes gone.
Oh, if she gets a chance, Fisherman Buster by Liger. Huge clothesline once again by Kylie Ray. Off the ropes. Another vicious clothesline. 3 in a row from the challenger. Kylie Ray going to town. Drop toe by Liger. Dodges the shotay. Does not dodge the tombstone. Roll over. Liger looking for a knockout blow. Oh, face first goes Kylie Ray. Liger into the cover, and that will do it. What a title defense for Jushin Thunder Liger. That was a great match. Had to bust out a rare move in order to beat Kylie Ray. That was great. That was good times. What are we going to call that? The CTB. All right. Into the hook leg pinfall. Again, lost the match, did Kylie Ray. Put on a 5-star match with Jushin Thunder Liger. Looked good in defeat. Pro wrestling. It's the way it should work. I mean, not every time, obviously. Sometimes people just look good because they're made to look good, but nothing to complain about there. What a contest. What a competitor is Kylie Ray, and what a champion is Jushin Liger. And speaking of champions, the fightinest tag team champions of all time, perhaps, again putting their belts on the line. Booker T and Kurt Angle against a very formidable challenger in the form of the Street Profits. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins challenging Booker T and Angle for the GWA Tag Team Gold. Let's save that real quick and get down to the ring. Hiya! Oof. Tough act to follow was that previous title fight. But Booker T wasting no time, going to work on Montez Ford, who he is across the ring from. Test his strength. We learn nothing from that. Both men pass. Booker now trying to set Montez Ford up in the corner. The speed and agility is definitely going to be the order of the day for Montez Ford. Got to play to his strengths against the multiple-time world champion and current tag team champion Booker T, in there with his Olympic gold medalist and another world champion caliber partner in Kurt Angle. That's to take nothing away of the tag team prowess of Ford and Dawkins. An incredible tag team resume since joining the GWA. Multiple world title reigns, looking to add another should they be able to defeat Kurt Angle and Booker T here. Have held the GWA and the Big Japan tag team titles as members of our roster, representing our company proudly. Till we eventually got the Big Japan their belts back. Angelo Dawkins, the powerhouse of the Street Profits, in there slugging it out with Kurt Angle. You can see the power on display as he bests the man. Kurt Angle not particularly known for his striking, obviously more of a ground, traditional and submission-based wrestler. At one time, literally the best wrestler in the world, and there was no arguing it. Had the gold medal to prove it. The best wrestler in his weight class in the world was Kurt Angle. To say nothing of his professional career.
5 minutes gone.
One that burned brightly, but burned white hot, one could say. He only had, if you really think about it, 10, 15 years, maybe? Well, we'll see. Like, debuted 99, so we would have been trained for a little bit. Debuted September 99. Yeah, like 12, 15 years, something like that, before he eventually sort of like hung it up. But the quality of work over that time is, some would say, second to none. Never took a night off, did Kurt Angle, and tonight shall be no different. As he and Booker T are looking to defend those tag team straps. As Montez Ford tagging out to the powerhouse of the Street Profits, trying to match power for power with Booker T. Booker T having none of it with that sidekick. Trying to keep the challenger Street Profits on their toes with another quick tag between the champions there. As back in comes Kurt Angle. Not even 10 minutes gone in this tag team title fight. GWA tag team gold on the line here. We got a lot more title fights headed your way. Following this, you are going to see Bobby Lashley versus Scott Hall for the Hall of Fame Championship. And then in our semi-main event, we actually have two back-to-back cash-ins of title opportunities. Hang on! Nicely done! Spinebuster by Kurt Angle, stealing from the playbook of Dawkins himself. Doesn't result in a successful pin attempt as Montez Ford was right there, but Kurt Angle looking to slap on the ankle lock, perhaps make short work of the title challengers. Back in comes Booker T.
10
Staying up on the other side as we hit the 10-minute mark. Anyway, our double main event that I was trying to put over. Yohei, 1/3 of our trios champs, cashing in his title opportunity to face Becky Lynch for the GWA Junior strap. And in the main event, Minoru Suzuki, Shawn Michaels. Rocco, thanks very much for hanging out, buddy. Thanks very much for the gifted sub. And yeah, buddy, I'll see you tomorrow for ARC. Should be a good time. We got more dinosaurs that we captured. We gotta catch the science up to what, like we have to start looking into building proper facilities to make more complicated things so that we can take advantage of all the things we know how to do, or all the engrams we've unlocked, I should say.
Give up.
Kurt Angle wasting no time targeting the ankles of both challengers to his tag team gold. Quick tags between both teams here. Excellent tag team war. As now you see Kurt Angle center of the ring in his two-stage
Give up.
ankle lock. Montez Ford saving the matchup for Angelo Dawkins, but
Give
Kurt
up.
Angle, like a mad dog now, just going back to submission after submission here, adjusting his strategy against the Street Profits. Let's see if it pays dividends for the tag champs. If they're going to have Booker T try to match the Street Profits in more traditional pro wrestling style and have Kurt Angle focus his work on submission after submission, attacking the limbs and joints,
Give up.
could spell disaster for the Profits here as Angle's right back into the ankle lock. Final form with those legs grapevine. It requires 2 tag ups. Does that submission as it is 2 stages. A deadly submission there from Kurt Angle. Has 2 opportunities to tap you for every application, which is dope. Angle slam there from Kurt. Hooks the leg deep, but Montez Ford breaks it up at 1. Dawkins now desperately needs a tag. I don't know how he's still walking on those ankles. Tag he does. Kurt Angle does likewise. Montez Ford, Booker T. Montez is going to be looking for that incredibly potent frog splash. I would say 9 out of every 10 Street Profits victories ends with a Montez Ford frog splash. And tonight might be no different. Once we get Mr. Bigfoot back on his feet, don't worry, folks, we'll patch him up after the match is over. And speaking of, Ford waiting for Booker to stand for the missile dropkick, a Harlem Heat Seeker of his own to the back of the originator, and Kurt Angle has to save the tag straps there. Keep calling Kurt Angle, I can't help it. Stole a small package from his moveset. That's rather random, but sure. Bookend from Booker T into the cover. 1, 2, and Dawkins saves the match. Ford and Booker T exchanging punches. Booker T silencing Ford with that that spin kick, but both teams able to make tags. Kurt Angle, Angelo Dawkins, your legal combatants. Center of the ring now. Dawkins says he's got plenty left in the tank as we approach the 20-minute mark in this tag team title contest. Huge belly-to-belly by Kurt. Follows it up with a rolling German, flipping Angelo Dawkins onto his face. Another belly-to-belly variation. Suplexes upon suplexes from the Olympic gold medalist. Angle sends him off the ropes. Belly to belly this time, hurling Angelo Dawkins into the turnbuckle. I think Kurt was trying to throw him over the ropes and couldn't quite do it. Able to send him across the ring to the red corner, though. Nothing doing. Angelo Dawkins muscling Kurt all the way back across the ring to the challenger side of things. What a statement by Angelo Dawkins, and what a display of strength, hitting that spear. Kurt absorbs it. Belly to belly gets him the time to tag in Booker T. And in comes Montez. Super kick under Montez's jaw, and Booker goes up looking for a Harlem Heat Seeker of his own. Missile drop kick to the back of Ford. Dawkins in immediately to break up that pin. Not even a 1. Float over by Ford. Release German into the cover. 2. Oh, Booker T just rolls the shoulder. Wind knocked out of him, and up goes Ford for the frog splash. 1, 2, 3. The Street Profits win the belts in 24 minutes even. We told you that Montez Ford Frog Splash was deadly, and it proved to be the difference maker here. And we've got new tag team champs. The reign of the fightin'est tag team champs of all time ends abruptly. And the Street Profits, once again, on top of the mountain. Kind of neat how I'm able to do that while I'm impressing myself, that I'm able to do that as I'm updating a text file. But maybe I'm only impressing myself. Paya! New champions crowned! 3 more title fights to go, starting with Scott Hall of the Heartbreakers putting the Hall of Fame Championship on the line against the Heat Business's Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, Scott Hall, a match we probably never saw in real life, bringing it to you on the GWA. We're in the GWA. Pachoom. Pachoom, I says. As always, the referee on record, Mr. Bigfoot, signaling for the whistles. You can see we patched them up after the last fight. We are underway. Scott Hall conveniently naming himself, labeling his trunk so he knows who they belong to in the black and red. Bobby Lashley in the long tights with the gold trim. Long black tights, that is. Challenging Scott Hall for the Hall of Fame Championship. A belt Scott claims is literally named for him. Hard to argue. His middle name is Fame, after all. An abdominal stretch. When was the last time you saw an abdominal stretch? Just putting that out there. It's like no, they don't call them rest spots. There's no no one works a hold. Everyone just goes spot to spot to spot to spot to spot. Not a complaint. I'm just saying stylistically things have changed. Where it's like internationally everything's kind of like mixed together. So that it's like lucha pacing has become like worldwide pacing, where it's just in some cases boom 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 boom. Okay, now everybody chill. All right, boom 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 boom. Okay, now everybody chill for a second. Whereas traditionalists will be like, every single thing that happens, boom, okay, now wait. Boom, okay, now wait. Keep waiting. Okay, boom. Nope, not yet. Okay, now boom. All right, now go home. But it's like, I don't know, I don't want to draw too many parallels here, but if you think about it, or if I can hopefully frame this properly, it's kind of like the progression of music, where even popular music was rather simplistically constructed, orchestrated, composed, etc. But as music as an industry has existed for, you know, decades and decades and decades, and people have been making songs for all of that time, songwriting in and of itself, while melodies or, you know, certain aspects of it may remain simple, overall the complexity of composition and orchestration and so on and so forth is much richer now than it was. To me, that's why, like, just more stuff happens. And to draw the analogy here, that's why, you know, that's, to me, it's just a natural progression, and why modern wrestling has a lot more going on, you know. But I don't know how many people listen to modern music. Well, I guess it's a generational thing, because you can picture like your grandparents listening to modern music now, and then them listening to what their music sounded like when they were, you know, 10, 11, 12. Different strokes for different folks. Scott Hall going back to that abdominal stretch, and a thing of beauty it is, center of the ring. A signature submission maneuver there out of the Hall of Fame champion Scott Hall. Trying to tap Bobby Lashley, and in so doing, avoid an application of the Hurt Lock. Oh, geez, or perhaps that spear. You don't want to hear or get too many more of those, does Scott Hall. Big spear off the ropes from Lashley. 2 in a row from the member of the Heat Business. Headed by Eddie Guerrero, himself a former Hall of Fame champion, the man Scott Hall beat for this title. And they're defending now against Eddie Guerrero's right-hand man. The co-president. They're all 4 co-presidents of the Heat business. Bobby Lashley. As we approach 10 minutes in this Hall of Fame Championship contest. Scott Hall sending Lashley into the corner. Lashley fighting his way free. Hall off the ropes this time. Duck underneath. Lashley didn't have time to come up with anything off the ropes. Able to recover and hit a complete shot. Just spiking Hall's face into the canvas there. Off the ropes he sends him. Drop down once again. Twice in a row now. Bobby Lashley not quite having the timing of that move off the ropes down. And into the hurt lock regardless goes Bobby Lashley. Looking to tap the champ. But Hall able to squeeze free. Hall sucking wind here. Not much gas left in the tank at all. Has our Hall of Fame champion, at least at the moment. Back to the abdominal stretch he goes.
Give up.
Been wearing down the abdominals, the obliques of Bobby Lashley with that hold all match. Trying to stretch him out. Trying to make it harder for him to breathe. Trying to send a stabbing shock of pain up either side of Bobby Lashley's torso every time he attempts a power move. All of these could be results of application of the abdominal stretch. And Hall knows it all too well. Just bodying Lashley to the canvas and attempting a pin there as Hall. 1 count as we approach the 15-minute mark in this Hall of Fame Championship contest, and Lashley now putting the hurt on Scott Hall. Flipped him off the shoulder. Pair of clotheslines to follow up. Now it's Hall's turn for a little offense. And little time to himself to get his breath back. Nice counter there by the Hall of Fame champion. Discus lariat by Scott Hall. Bobby trying to rely on his amateur background here to get back in the swing of things. Nicely done, stopping the offense short. Lashley pursuing Hall all the way across the ring, going back to work on that midsection. He's already softened that up with a few spears. Into the Dominator from Bobby Lashley. 1, 2. Hall kicks it 2. Turning Lashley inside out with a standing lariat to Scott Hall. But Bobby Lashley replies with a running power slam to the Hall of Fame champion. Sack of crap fall-away slam sends Lashley to the floor. Hall's real proud of himself with that one. 2 men slugging it out now. Discus lariat. Not enough this time. Big shoulder tackle from Lashley sends Hall to the center of the ring. Scott Hall's patented variation of the choke slam puts Lashley down for the moment. Lashley off the ropes. Huge spear. Hooks the leg deep. 1, 2, 3. We've got a new Hall of Fame champion, Bobby Lashley. Just like that. Just like that, 2 of the titles that were in the possession of the Heartbreakers no longer. The only title remaining in that stable, Shawn Michaels' world title, up for grabs later tonight. We have a match to bring before you, or a match to bring to you before that, though. Boom. We're going to bring all these matches before you. We present these matches before you. We lay them upon your wrestle feet. Your wrestle boots. Okay. Saved it. That got saved. In our semi-main event, we have 2 title opportunity cash-ins in a row, beginning with Yohei cashing in his opportunity for a shot at the GWA Junior Championship and champion Becky Lynch. So Yohei v. Becky Lynch for the junior title headed your way. As always, the creature on feature, Mr. Bigfoot, calling for the bell. The whistle in this case And we are all set to go. Yohei in the long black and purple tights and multicolored hair versus Becky Lynch, the reigning GWA Junior Heavyweight Champion, clad mostly in white with red and silver trim. Becky Lynch will be looking to apply her variation of the arm bar, the disarm her, and while Yohei is going to look to wear down his opponent so he can climb to the top rope and hit his corkscrew moonsault that he calls the bamboo dragonfly. Becky Lynch can also put her opponent away with her manhandle slam, her variation of the rock bottom. Pardon my period of silence here. I'm just updating my title statistics of Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins in their second reign. Oh, my apologies, in their third reign as GWA Tag Team Champions and the 8th champions in the history. So they have almost half of all existing tag team title reigns in our company's history belong to the Street Profits. That's very interesting. Oh, and I hired a lady, so I don't need to
5 minutes
keep
gone.
that as part of my roster screen anymore. As you hear the 5-minute call in this championship contest. No real advantage to my discernation, is that a thing? That I can discern, is what I was trying to imply there. As of yet. Both champion and challenger wrestling with a lot of confidence at the moment. As you can see, Becky Lynch looking to make short work of Yohei. Into the disarm her. And with that simple application of that deadly arm submission, I would definitely give the advantage in the matchup to the champion Becky Lynch. As you can see her continually now attacking the arm, back to the disarm her. It is only a matter of time now for Yohei, and the condition of those arms, you can see them already starting to drop. Oh, and back to them she goes. Becky Lynch relentless when she knows she can apply the disarm her. Right back to it. Yohei in a big bad way, and now the manhandle slam from Becky Lynch. Big time Beck's looking to defend the title. Two and... After a fairly even start, it has been all champion. As we head toward the 10-minute mark. Might not even make it there. Another narrow escape. You can see the way Yohei's holding his arms. He can't raise them all the way after suffering the disarmer several times already. You got to think it's only going to take 1 or 2 more applications, and Yohei has to be wary of that. Meanwhile, he's got to get Becky Lynch down near one of the 4 turnbuckles to, if he has any hopes of hitting that bamboo dragonfly.
10 minutes gone.
Challenger with a whole heck of a mountain to climb here. 10 minutes into this championship contest. Big drop kick from Yohei, settling that strike battle. Yohei undaunted. Trying to use those forearms, but Becky Lynch had him scouted here. Victory roll attempt almost spelled disaster. Who knows how much it took out of Yohei's arms to kick out. Nice front drop kick by Becky Lynch, trying to set Yohei up center of the ring once again. Trying to put the challenger away, who rolls through that suplex. Becky Lynch able to maintain control, get her win back. Excellent pacing here out of your GWA Junior Heavyweight Champion. And you can see as Yohei now walking across the ring, cannot raise his arms 1 iota. And Becky Lynch right back to it, and this should spell disaster for Yohei. Somehow, some way, Yohei fights his way free from the disarm her. Reverse DDT from the champ, rolling him over, stomping away. Somehow Yohei still fights on, using those legs, big leg lariat. Drop toe this time. Let's see what he can do with almost exclusively his lower body. Poison Rana from Yohei, so far so good. But back down he goes, and back to the disarmer goes Becky. And somehow again, Yohei gets out. Guillotine leg drop across the back of the head by Lynch. Yohei kicks. Another manhandle slam. Into the cover goes Becky, 1, 2. Yohei out again. Becky trying somehow, some way to put Yohei away, and this should do it. How is Yohei still able to fight? He isn't, is the answer. And mercifully, this thing is over. Yohei hanging on as long as he could, but your winner and still junior champion, Becky Lynch. Almost tearing his arms off. Fair enough. You can see him rolling around on the ground, clutching at his arm. I've never seen that animation before. I mean, not in this game. So obviously, trouble. And I would hazard a guess that Yohei probably not available for next month's show. Gonna need some time off to heal those limbs. Woo! Successful title defense for Becky Lynch. All right, main event time. In front of 40,000 plus, just in time. As I look at the clock here, yeah, we're right on time. 3 hours plus. It's generally like the main event that goes into the overrun. So if this were a pay-per-view, they would have shut us down already because we did our time. But we still have a GWA heavyweight title fight to bring to you, and bring it to you we shall. Champion Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid and leader of the Heartbreakers, has to be beside himself by the fact that the two members of his stable that each had singles titles lost their belts tonight. Up against Minoru Suzuki, someone who I'm sure he has never faced before, and who is cashing in the last of 3 title opportunities to the current Trios champions. Minoru Suzuki looking for the big gold, the GWA World Heavyweight title, against the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. What an interesting style matchup this is. Let's get down to the ring to see how it unfolds. Hiya! As always, the referee on record, Mr. Bigfoot, calling for the bell, and we are underway in this your main event. The GWA World Heavyweight Champion Shawn Michaels there in the black long trunks with white and silver trim, against Minoru Suzuki, plainly attired in the black trunks, he of the interesting shaved head. As we said, highly unlikely that this match took place in real life. Happy to bring it to you here in the fantasy realm of the gnarly wrestling aisle. And for no richer prize than the GWA World Championship at that. Champion Shawn Michaels looking to hold on to the last piece of gold that his stable possesses. And the most important piece of gold in all the wrestling landscape, the GWA World title. And Minoru Suzuki, looking to cement himself as a relative newcomer to the GWA roster. Joined us last fall with Minoru Suzuki. Would love to capitalize on his earned title opportunity this evening and find himself atop the GWA mountain, looking down at a world-class stable of fighters to eventually challenge him for the honor of being world champ themselves. And there's nothing Minoru Suzuki loves more than a fight. Let's see what type of fight he brings to the world champion, old HBK.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
5
as we pass the 5-minute mark here. A no-count pin attempted by the champion. 2 in a row. If that gives you any indication of how much fight is left in the competitor, or in the challenger. Minoru Suzuki. We were looking for that Gotch-style underhook pile driver. Perhaps before or after. Trying to dim the lights of Shawn Michaels with his rear naked choke or sleeper submission. Meanwhile, Shawn Michaels will be looking to tune up the band and hit sweet shin music, knocking Suzuki out with that super kick to the jaw. Minoru systematically working away at the charismatic world champion Shawn Michaels. Every time Suzuki shuts down another one of Shawn Michaels' offensive maneuvers, you can see the toll it takes. Hang on, there it is, the sleeper into the pile driver! Spiked him! But he pulls him immediately back to his feet. Michaels are gonna fight through it. What resilience from the champ. Suzuki firmly in command at this point. Torturous twist there. Michaels eventually able to escape. But things aren't going so well in the opening 10 minutes of this championship defense for your champion, Shawn Michaels. Trying to stem the momentum of Minoru Suzuki, trying to swing things back into his favor. One move at a time is the Heartbreak Kid. As we have now passed the 10-minute mark, and Suzuki is content to just pull Shawn Michaels' head clean off his shoulders. Nice counter there out of Michaels. Into the cover, 1 count this time on the challenger Suzuki. Suzuki was first able to counter Michaels' attempt at a move. And then Michaels able to turn that into a pinning combination, much like this. Victory roll for Michaels. Another 1 count from the champion. Relying on his professional wrestling training as the basis for most of his attacks. Minoru Suzuki approaching professional wrestling from more of an MMA background. They'll be thinking more submission and strike knockout before they're thinking pin attempt. Is a Minoru Suzuki versus a Shawn Michaels who's going to try to pin your shoulders to the mat for a 3 as the easiest, quote-unquote, way to win a matchup. Both men jockeying for position here. Nice suplex by your champion, HBK. Stomping away now at the challenger Suzuki as Michaels setting him up, perhaps for a pile driver of his own, but Suzuki able to counter. Michael sending him off the rope. Suzuki counters that as well. Again, the stoic calm of the murder grandpa Minoru Suzuki on display here in this championship fight. Trying to reveal very little to his opponent. Show no sign of weakness. To reveal no pained expression. Suzuki trying to remain calm, cool, and collected throughout the duration of this. Meanwhile, Shawn Michaels, one of those athletes that seems more powerful the more they fight with their heart. And few possess the heart and determination of old HBK. And there you see the sweet chin music. 1, 2, no! Suzuki kicks at 2.9! Michaels into the figure 4 now that he has Suzuki dazed. Hit that super kick virtually out of nowhere, did Shawn Michaels. Trying to stay on top of the challenger with those strikes in the corner. That sky-high elbow drop. Sends Suzuki across the ring now. Michaels trying to press the advantage. Gotch pile driver from Suzuki. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. We've got a new world champion. Minoru Suzuki with the Gotch style pile driver is your world champ. And what a terrible night for the Heartbreakers. The Heartbreakers came into this evening's show with 3 singles titles in their possession. They now have 0. Okay. And Minoru Suzuki managing to climb to the top of the mountain very quickly, capitalizing on their earned championship opportunity after helping win the Trios Tournament of Terror last October. By the following February, a new champion is crowned. What a show. All right, 40,000 strong. Had a good time. 92% average. Let's see what the damage is. I'm pretty sure Yohei's arms are hurt. We'll see, though. Suzuki wins the belt. Lashley wins the belt. We got new tag champs, too. Oh, yeah, we have the All Japan belts. We got those. Almost 45,000 people watched. Awesome. They paid $20 a head to do it. Oh, the AEW Junior Tag Team Champions are the Young Bucks. We have a new CMLL champ. Mysterio won the Dragon Gate Junior belt, so he failed to do it in our ring, but then back there he beat Dragon Kid, I guess. And then we made almost $2 million. Kaboom. DDT's got a singles tourney. The only singles tourney? Love it. All right, see if there's any March news before we start. Oh, NXT signed Josephus. Ah, rest in peace, Josephus. But all right, NXT has... I don't know if scouted means that they hired them, but they definitely, like, at least found them in the world, I guess. DDT scouted Andre. Does that mean they... I'm going to check their roster to see if they hired Andre the Giant. Drone. Received a scouting report from Carlos Velez. They found Drone in Latin America. Okay, that must be a luchador I'm not familiar with. All right, let me say this immediately. Let's take a look at our training center management. Let's do this right away. Get this taken care of. We're going to take a look at the rosters to see if Andre actually got hired by DDT or if they just scouted him. Which just means if he's available now. Okay, there we go. All of our maintenance. We've already almost spent $500,000. Let's go check out our personal advice, see who wants money this time. Booker T wants more money. Consultation. First, let's go to Booker T. Baby raise for you. There you go. And let's also consult with Kylie Ray, who we just hired not too long ago. Big raise for you. And Emi Sakura. Oh, also Serena Deeb, who we just hired. Oh, you're already making it. Serena Deeb's doing fine. You're doing okay, Serena. We need Emi Sakura. There you go. Okay, big raise for you. I think those are the only 2 of the 3, because apparently Serena's making money. Let's see, scouts. Oh, okay. Away you go. No problem. Save that. That's it. Okay. You got it. Okay, so let's do wrestler stats. And I'm just going to keep tabbing over. Is it NXT scouted Josephus? I don't see them on the actual roster. Let's see the DDT. DDT scouted Andre. I don't see them on the actual roster. So let's go over to free agent North America, maybe? Oh, no, they might be. If it's Andre, he'll probably be in Europe. Let's see. Should definitely be. Aha! Andre the Giant is now available. Okay, and Josephus should be available in North America then, one would think. Let's see if we can see them. Yes, okay, so scouting just means they're now available. Got it! Got it! Okay, save again. Do I need to do anything? Let's take a look at... Nope, let's take a look at promotion stats. Yeah, 50 out of 52. BD. Doing okay. Wrestler stats, some of these guys are going to be hurt, and I recognize that. Okay, so that is going to do it for today. We have everything we need. Yep, everything we need information-wise. We got new tag champs. We have new Hall of Fame champion. We have new world champion. We brought the All Japan Trios titles to our promotion. We put some work in. So let's go ahead and hit this. Hiya! Let's get myself front and center so I can thank everybody for watching, no matter where or when you happen to be. Wishing you all chill vibes and clear skies. If you find yourself in possession of a plethora of positive energy, please share it if you can spare it. And don't forget about your old pal, Silent G, Rad Gnarly, saying so long for now. We are going to be back on the air Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time to explore more of the island and bend it to our wills in Ark Survival Evolved. Hope you join us then. Until then, TTFN, let's find one to spread some love to on our way out of here. I'm over-vamping Stream Deck. I'm so tired of you crashing every time I try to do this. So rude. So rude. Okay, who can we go say hey to? There we go. Let's go say hey. All right. We're going to go raid somebody. And hopefully we see you tomorrow night for some more Ark Survival Evolved. There's about 6 or 7 or 8 of us if we can all get together. Exploring the island, building rafts, building structures on the backs of dinosaurs. It's a good time. See you then, maybe. If not, thanks for spending the time with me you did, and take care for now. Ta-ta!